Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Let me do this again.
Hey, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
And welcome
Hello.
to a very spooky episode of the Role Players. Yes.
Very spooky.
Look at my amazing role players here. Look at you all in costume, looking fantastic. I'm so excited. I'm gonna throw our normal programming out the window tonight. Let's just have a great time. We're so excited to do this one shot tonight. We will return to our normal Anachrony campaign next week, but we really wanted to do something special for Halloween. So thank you for joining us for the horror at Hoxton House.
Sounds creepy.
Should be really messed up. So,
Oh, God.
Gabriella, I think we have a couple announcements, our normal quick announcements before we jump in tonight.
Of course we do, Judd. Yes, of course. We would not be able to do this and we will not feel as supported if it wasn't for our sponsors. Skull Splitter Dice is one of them. Splitter.
Skull Splitter Dice.
They're an incredible company that creates incredible dice. We're talking metal, rainbow, which Judd has, all sorts of material, all sorts of forms. Some of them are clear. They're beautiful, and they're so... They just make your gameplay that much better. And we have a special promotion and a discount code, which you can see down in our Twitch. And our second sponsor is Thrill Studios, who are another amazing company. They're so awesome. They create and they paint minis. They sell unpainted minis, painted minis, whatever it is you want. If you want them painted, they are professionally painted. They sell minis from many different games, and including minis that were on the Kickstarter and no longer available are available on that website. And we also have another discount code for them. So snag that in our Twitch info and go get some presents for your peeps for Christmas, guys.
Right.
It's a great place to get them from.
They just make the best stocking stuffers.
I just had this moment where I'm looking at all of you again, and there's so much love here. I'm so excited. Thank you, Gabby. That's awesome. And thank you to everybody who has been supporting our sponsors. That actually, trickles down to the stream. To get that support, it helps us do things like improve our gear and all of that stuff, especially because it doesn't look like we'll be back in our studio for a while this pandemic rages on. And on. And endlessly on. Yes.
And on.
Yeah.
So.
Excuse me 1 second, everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody, self-medicate a little bit. And
no one say anon, please.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Oh.
No. Peter Pie. That was a good one. That was a good pie.
But if you're in the United States, go vote. Go vote.
Someone put a tally
If you're-
next to Peter's list of really good ones. We've all got our...
We got one.
Yeah, I voted today as well, but I didn't bring my sticker in here.
I voted
Are you a founding
today.
father?
I
I voted
voted
2 days ago.
Okay.
Nice.
I voted last weekend,
Vote,
so.
Oh,
Okay.
of course you did, Matt.
So-
I
Show
guess we
off.
were just like the first ones to do it. I don't know. Is that what I'm
Out of the
hearing?
gate, like,
Overachievers. Overachievers. I love it.
so amazing. So amazing.
I played hooky from work a little bit today, and I actually dialed to get out the vote. I did.
Yeah.
And I talked to a couple people that I think I might have gotten to get out and flex their power, and that was nice. And I talked to somebody who disagreed with my opinions a lot and heard more about why they feel the way they feel, and that was cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so you can do that
We're
too.
in
If
this
you're-
together.
If you're
Yes.
feeling very American, you can also find ways of helping get out the vote.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's my
Nice.
PSA.
Love it. Love it. Well,
Beautiful.
thank you all. So let's, we're not going to do our normal intro song, sadly, because we're not in Anachrony. So tonight, before we begin, we just decided on Sunday to do this one shot. And so this was very last second, thrown together. My busiest work week of the year. That's fine. Don't worry about it. I have a very big special thank you to our producer, Ashley, who has been in the trenches with me all week long, listening to my panic attacks and helping do things, create the assets that you see, everything from the overlays to formatting these special letters that the players got, and lots of stuff behind the scenes. So big thank you, Ashley, for all of your help. Neither of us got any sleep last night, but we're alive still, so that's fine. For now. So I think without any more delay, let us begin. Let me start our music.
Already.
Hey, can you turn that off? It sounds scary.
Well, you've come to the right place, my friend.
Getting scared.
Halloween time.
Halloween.
By the way, everyone, I have horrible nightmares, so
Right.
I
can't wait to
apologize
add to those tonight.
in advance.
Judd will make sure they're memorable tonight.
Yes.
So, everyone, we're going to start with darkness. And a chill wind cuts through us as distant noises struggle for recognition. Finally, the clouds part above, and the light from a nearly full moon illuminates the city around us, Victorian London. The year 1873. Music needs to come down. Hold on. The height of the Victorian era. Horses pull carriages through dimly lit streets. People move slowly, constricted and encumbered by their fashionable but conservative dress. Slowly, the moon fades. Drip, 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 drip. Slowly, softly, rain begins to fall. Light and soft at first, but gaining intensity as we watch a shadow move across a cobblestone street. As it passes under the faint glow of an oil street lamp, we see a determined woman's face. Gabriella, would you like to describe your character, please?
Yes, absolutely. Who you see is Anastasia Petrovna, who's walking very cautiously, but also very observantly, just ever so calmly and composed. She has a little notebook that she's writing in, and as she is walking around, she is penciling in everything she sees, making little illustrations of the crown around her. And she clutches something underneath her dress with one hand from time to time while she looks around. And on the other hip, she has a magnifying glass that just hangs, just ready to be used.
Cool. Well, great. Thank you. Well, you continue across the street, heading for a pub just ahead. The sign, though it's hard to make out in this dim light, looks to have a white heart painted upon it. You check your surroundings one more time. It's quiet on this street. The rain falls and there doesn't seem to be anyone else around in this section of East London. After a moment of hesitating, you go inside. Soon as the door closes, a large figure steps from between two buildings down the road. His bulky and intimidating frame moves toward the same pub. Chad, would you like to describe your character?
Yes, I would. Well, you had started on it, and you were correct. A man, probably well over 6 feet tall, like 6'4", 6'5", and which, for this time period is essentially a giant.
Massive.
And very just like chiseled and bulky, and his nose looks like it's been broken more than just a couple of times. And he has a nearing balding head and just like a little bit of overgrown like sideburns, kind of mutton chops vibe almost going on.
Nice.
And his brows are just like perpetually furrowed, and he gives off an incredibly dangerous and brutish presence with a mere look. And yeah, I think that just about covers it.
Excellent. Well, as you reach the door, a small shadow flits from the corner. It's on you in a flash, and you're surprised to see the shifting image of a slight woman in front of you. Azar, would you like to describe your character?
I got a fancy letter. Not in the business of getting letters from people. I'm not in the business of being called Madame. My name's Rosie. Call me Rosie. Rosie River. And I'm here because I might be able to get 500 quid. And that's a lot for me. See, I'm a cut purse. I work through the streets. I'm very delicate with me hands. People don't really suspect me. Most of the time I can pass as almost a lady. But I'm not a lady. I've got nothing and no one except myself. And as far as I see, it's probably going to stay that way. So it's a good thing I got me back.
Fantastic. Well, eyeing each other up, you move inside together. Outside, the rain begins in earnest, its heavy drops colliding with the stone of the city with audible force. Cutting through the noise, a carriage turns a corner. Its driver pulls the horse to the pub's side. At the same moment, a man runs down the street from the opposite direction, a book held over his head in a pathetic attempt to shield from the rain. Peter, please describe your character. Oh, we can't hear you, Peter.
Can't hear you.
You're
Can't hear
muted.
you. You're muted.
I'm sorry, it's the rain. My name is John Dawes. That's John Dawes. And I'm a vicar. Originally, well, I was an orphan. An orphan, one of the meanest streets you'd ever seen. I'm 24. I don't look it much. I'm a vicar, as I said, St. Mary, Montfalon, formerly St. Mary. Well, I grew up at St. Agatha's House for Lost Boys in Spitalfields East, north of Whitechapel Middle. That's the metropolitan borough of Stepney. I'm a man of faith. A little bit of a nervous tick, you see. And I don't like talking about myself too much, so if you don't mind, that's all I'm going to say. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Upon seeing the carriage door open, he darts to the side and offers a hand. A woman takes the proffered hand. As she steps from the carriage, we see Maddie. Please describe
thank you.
what we see.
Thank you for the hand, sir. So you see an elegant woman step out from the carriage. Her name is Winifred Rapino, and she has a wild look in her eyes and occasionally turns to the side as if she's hearing something. And I turn towards the priest. What do they call him? They're not priests.
The vicar, ma'am.
Vicar.
A
I
vicar.
turn towards the vicar and I say, "Oh, yes. Would you give me a hand? I don't want to step on the puddle."
I don't mind at all, ma'am. Don't mind at all.
Oh, thank you. And as I take a step forward and I take a couple more steps, you hear that I'm very a staccato in walk. I'm just like, tick, 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 tick. Is the
Fantastic. All right. Well, you both quickly dash through the door together. And inside this pub, it's almost as dark inside as it is out. Small oil lamps cast pale light. The pub seems empty, save for a sallow-skinned man behind the bar. Early 40s, going on 70, bald, sloping gut. You all eye one another as you stand there. Finally, after a couple moments, from the inky darkness of the corner comes a voice. So, you have come. Materializing through the shadows steps a tall man. Early 70s, gray hair styled close to the scalp, matching mustache meticulously trimmed. His eyes drift over each of you in assessment.
Take it you wrote the note?
Yes, I am Sir John Mundy, at your service, which is...
Pleasure.
Indeed. It is good of you all to come out at such a late hour on a dreadful night such as this.
It's no trouble.
Evidently, they made the urgency of my matter clear in my letters.
Well, I'm not quite sure you made it very clear, but that's why we're here, to find out.
Indeed. Well, I plan to elucidate you all now. You see, I am the owner and proprietor of the Hoxton House. I'm sure some of you may know it if you're from the area, as it's just down the road.
Oh yes, dreadful place.
Oh, I don't know if I would say that. It is a hospital for those, well, shall we say, not quite all there.
They're all sixes and sevens. Lost the plot.
I would beg to differ. They just haven't had some of the same privileges we've had, mentally speaking. Let's not look down on those.
As would I. I would argue that some of them may have additional privileges that you are not blessed with.
I meant no
And-
offense.
And
I
this
take
is-
out my...
Oh, go ahead.
Oh.
No, go ahead.
Well, I take out my notebook and I start writing down details. Mr. Mundy, now I've been a detective here in the city of London for the last 7 years, and you were very kind to praise me in the letter that you sent.
It is well deserved. It is well deserved, my darling.
Well, I appreciate it, yes, and that's my point is that as that detective, having been both in the east and the western side of Europe, I have rarely come across an asylum quite like this, but I must say I've never seen any disturbance whatsoever there, so why so sudden is what I want to know.
Well, I will say that gives me some manner of comfort. You see, where to begin? We had disappearances at the institution, shall we call it. Some of our patients began vanishing in the night. We, of course, investigated, and we unfortunately found one of the poor souls heinously murdered.
How? What was the matter of the murder?
It was quite gruesome. I don't want to go into details
gruesome?
with ladies.
It does
present.
not. I'm not afraid of it. How gruesome?
I believe that of you. We do have other ladies present.
Ladies, do you mind?
I would like to immediately use locate evil on this man.
Okay. Wow, all right off the bat. I love it. I will send you a text message.
Okay.
Yeah. And I sort of am Big Gus. I don't know if I said my character's name, but his name is Big Gus Shaw.
Big Gus? Sure.
Yeah, his name is Gus, but everyone calls him Big Gus because he's so big. And anyway, he's sitting there and he sips a drink and he's like, "Well, it sounds simple then. Just find the one nut job that butchered the other."
Yeah.
So we
mean-
haven't,
So it's a man in the end.
we haven't
always-
even exchanged any names yet. Maybe we can do that, Mr. Sir Mundy. Familiarise ourselves
Sir
with
John, if you please.
Sir John. My apologies, sir.
No problem, Vicar. Titles are important to a degree. I'm sure you'll understand.
Perhaps, yes.
I do have more of the tale to tell if you would care to hear it before introductions are made.
Please.
Oh, I, for one, would appreciate anybody getting to the point. Time is money, as they say.
Indeed it is, young miss, indeed. So I will continue my story. The heinous murder that was discovered, we of course called in Scotland Yard. They made quick work of determining that, sadly and still unbelievably to this day, our head doctor was behind the murders. And shall I say that his apprehension did not go smoothly. He was killed in the event. Not that I have much mercy for such a terrible soul as his, but there you are. He was done, and we thought we had survived this little encounter. However, not 2 weeks later, another went missing. And another. And then, most disturbingly, some of the staff saw the very same doctor, our head doctor, roaming the halls at night.
Did you still have him locked up? Did you have him?
He was quite deceased 2 weeks prior. A fortnight, and yet he walked the halls.
Oh.
Yes.
Jimmy cousin once buried alive. Maybe someone didn't put the nail in the coffin quite right, and he was able to get out quite deranged, I'm sure, but he wanted to continue, especially after getting so up and mad about being buried alive, I imagine.
Well,
Maybe on a vendetta.
Obviously.
And as soon as Azar speaks, I just look at her and I'm like, you are the one. You were the one stealing from the marketplace the other day. What is your name?
That would be beside the point. Detective.
Give me one reason why I should not turn you into the police
I
now.
would give you a reason.
Is this a setup? Is that what it is here?
No,
I see
no.
something
That's
fishy.
it. This is all just some sort of a trap, is it?
If I may
Now you
have
calm down.
All right, if that's the way it is.
Sir John.
Yes.
Sir John.
Sir John, yes, I also have a question.
One moment. May I say, Detective, as I stated in my letter, I have perhaps a much bigger case than a cut purse, and everyone assembled here has a talent that I feel is needed to solve this peculiar problem. I need all of you.
And how do you know that? How do you know about our talents?
It is one of my
Talents? That's one of your talents?
indeed it is to know. I seem to know things that most mortals would not.
Would some say that you drink and you know things?
In vino veritas, my dear, in vino veritas indeed. So, you had a question, I believe, before we move on?
Oh, yes. Now, it seems that my talent perhaps would be the most useful initially. And so I would immediately like to speak with any of these people who have seen the deceased doctor roaming the halls.
Indeed. After I do this brief introduction, I will send you down the road to where a nurse is waiting to admit you and to begin to show you about the house.
Sorry. Did you say admit us?
Not in the professional sense. I mean merely to let you inside the building.
Right.
So we won't be patients then?
No, of course. I'd scarcely say you could help me as patients. I need you to uncover this mystery. I see we've come to it at last. Let me put, as the youth are saying, my cards on the table. Here it is. If Fleet Street finds out about this problem of mine, we are ruined. And I know what the locals say about the hospital, but we do good work there. We do. And I want to see it going on. I will, of course, be myself personally ruined if it gets out and the facility shuts and all those poor souls will be cast out. You
Don't worry.
must solve this as quickly as possible. As I promised each of you 500 pounds, and indeed I will give you more if you can do it quickly and quietly.
Well, we get paid more if we do it quick.
If you do it quickly and quietly. Yes.
Sir John.
Doctor, do not worry yourself. I'm sure, and every single time at the bottom of every mystery like this lies a man. I assure you there's nothing paranormal, nothing extraterrestrial about this. We will
You're
solve
not
it,
really
and you
in
will have your
place to
business back.
assure us of the paranormal, are you?
Well, in my experience,
For an investigator, you're coming to a lot of conclusions.
Indeed.
because for the 10 last years of my life, I've seen every single crime in Eastern and Western Europe. And let me tell you, all of them have been committed by a man. Very good at tricks, very good at creating illusions.
I mean,
hope
she's
so.
got
This
a
is no
point.
different.
I hope
Most
that
of
is
the-
the case, yes.
I hope it's true, because
sorry,
I've
Gus.
seen some things that weren't created or done by a man.
Well, I suppose that's why we have you, priest.
Well, look, I got to be
Well,
honest.
that's perhaps.
Normally, when someone wants to hire me, someone needs a thumb broken, they need to be straightened out, they late on their payments and so on. So
Ah, yes.
I'm sort of scratching my head, wondering, what do you need me for?
Oh, that's indeed a very intriguing question. I would say I am covering my bases.
Protection, sir.
Should the
Not for us,
detective
protection.
protect? Yes, of course, protect the party here. But should the detective be right in her quick assumption that there is somebody mortal behind this problem, then
Say no more.
I would like you to be on hand. Yes. Very well. Well, I think if there's nothing else, again, a nurse will show you into the facility and take you to the head doctor's office as you may start your investigations there. Is there anything else before I wish you adieu and good hunting?
Yes, I would like to know my accomplices. My name is Anastasia Petrovna, and I reach out my hand to Peter. Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry, Maddie. I see that Maddie gives her hand. I just immediately change. I'm like, yes. Nice to meet you, madam.
Hello, my name is Winifred Rapino. Yes, Rapino. The late Giovanni Rapino, my husband. Oh, he died so tragically. I'm sure you all know him, the composer.
Yes, I was on that
apologies.
case. I'm very sorry to hear.
It's all right. It's all right. It's been
I hear
several
he was
years.
murdered. Yes, I'm very sorry. Nice to meet you. You're very beautiful, as they say.
You hear he was murdered.
Moving on.
Sorry to hear about that. That sounds, just terrible.
What's your name then?
Me?
Oh, my name. Oh,
Yeah, you. No, I know.
Well, you
your
just
name.
told us your
You
name.
just told us your name's Anastasia. Would you like to say it twice? Is that what
Well, I
you'd
didn't
like?
know you were listening. I thought you were trying to look around to see who you can pocket. Anyway, yes.
Anyway, fine, sir. What's your name? You look nice and strong and capable of smacking somebody upside the head should somebody be interested in having that happen.
You should have seen me just 2 hours ago. There's an underground fighting ring. I get off work from the docks, go make a lot more money there, but let's just say it hurts a lot worse. You've got to earn your money the hard way there. Suppose I'm going to earn my money the hard way here too. My name's Gus. Everyone calls me Big Gus.
I'll call you Big Gus.
Oh, I'm sorry. Pleasure.
Pleasure. You little quiet one over there. What'd you say your name is, Vicar?
It's John Dawes, ma'am.
John Dawes.
Vicar, yes.
You here to
Saint-
forgive us of our sins once we do wrong?
That's a bit more complicated. I'd like to say I could escort you to understanding your sins, so to speak, sir. And from there, you must be doing the forgiving, you and the Lord. I'm just an intermediator, very.
Yes, thank you, Vicar. Thank you, Vicar, and thank you all. As you know, we are on a bit of a deadline. I think it would be time for you all to push on down the road and jolly all get on with it.
Well, in case
All right.
either of you ladies would like to know, my name's Rosie.
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 Yes. Sorry we were hurried along so rudely.
All right. My apologies.
Yes.
Rudeness was not intended, but time is of the essence. And I think you'll find that you'll want as much time as possible. I will meet you at Hoxton in the morning.
I think what he's getting at is we've only got one shot at this.
That might be a good way to encapsulate that this whole adventure shall be contained in the next
Within
few
one
hours.
shot.
Yes. Yeah, so you might want
few
to move
hours.
your bloody asses. Yes.
It is currently
Very well.
11:20, so I suppose I can guarantee you that within 2.5 hours we will be back here at this tavern and we'll be talking about the man who indeed killed all these people. Rosie, I did not mean to be so mean, but you understand, the law is the law, and you and I will talk later.
Hey, I wonder if something could be worked out in exchange for helping with all this. You sort of wink, wink, look the other way when it comes to a couple of the past things I've done.
I like you. Thank you, Big G. I appreciate that quite a bit. After all, we've all got talents. Not all of us come with magnifying glasses, but we might come in handy. So don't be so quick to get rid of the little one on your shoulder, all right? Why don't you wait and see what you might need? Proceed.
Why
I
don't you
agree.
convince me first?
I agree. Judgment belongs to the Lord. Let's have an open mind as we work together. I think we should be moving along quickly now.
Yes.
All right, let's go.
About 2 hours and 28 minutes now, so we should be going.
Well, if you do such rapidity, I will be impressed. Otherwise, I will see you in the morning. Good luck to you all.
Sleep soundly, sir. We
Indeed.
promise we'll fix this for you.
Thank you. And as you all make your way from the pub, the rain is still coming down, but not as hard as before. And you are all locals, you know the way. It's just up the road a bit as you pass the dark buildings in the night to come upon Hoxton House. And quite an imposing vision that you see from the road. It is a very large manor. Set back from the street, there are grounds around it with thinned trees at this time of year, and an overall sort of kind of sickness feels about the place. Locals make fun of it constantly, and many cross over to the other side of the street as they pass. But you lot turn into the gate, and you...
Before we go into the gate,
Yes.
I stand and I grasp my arm on the wrought iron of the gate with one hand, and
Yes.
I clutch my fur on my shoulder with the other, and my face goes white, and my eyes
Gross.
glaze over, and
Gross.
I am hearing something from the other side.
Indeed you do. As you concentrate, you hear... You have voices struggling to get through to you. A little more difficult than you're used to.
And I kind of tug at my fur, and I try again.
The voices this time slowly materialize in your mind, and out of all of the whispers that you hear at once, one word leaps out at you.
Winifred,
Are
you
you
okay?
all right?
I'll be fine. I would like to let you all know that I am a medium, and I've received a message from the other side. The message was simply help. So, onward we go.
the one
Curious
in the
about-
red experiences hallucinations. Great.
How do you know you can trust such a voice?
Oh,
I'm just curious. I'm not laying any
well, let me
priestly
tell you.
judgment.
When my dear Giovanni passed away, he was working on this beautiful, beautiful prelude in E minor, and it was gorgeous, but he didn't quite finish it. And 2 days after he died, I heard the piano downstairs playing the end of the prelude. And I went downstairs and the piano was playing away and no one was there, and I knew that he was with me. And then I received messages from him through music. And I learned at that time that my world had really opened up, and as I moved throughout life, I got messages from the other side constantly. So I know that I can trust them because they've never proven me wrong. And I have this fur, which Giovanni, he was an avid hunter in his spare time, and so yes, this fur kind of connects me to him, and I know I'm always protected.
So
Yes, I remember a hunting accident is what killed him, yes.
Yes.
Another question, are you on any medication?
Medication? No, darling.
And as
no,
you
no.
say that, the front door ahead, which is now about 30 feet ahead of you, opens up, and you see, despite the size of this manor, there are very few lights on in the windows. You see, just on the first floor near the entrance, you see a few flickering, like must be kind of oil or maybe a faint fireplace roaring. But as the door opens, you see this shaft of orange light cuts the path ahead of you, and there's a nurse standing there, head bowed, holding the door open for you.
So I kind of fade to the back of everybody, and I look at the detective and kind of turn my back and go into my pocket and.
Okay. All right. As the rest of you move forward, please come in. Hurry! I know there is wet out there. Come in, please.
Yes.
And you all
We come
move-
in.
You move inside, and she quickly shuts the door behind you. If you follow me, please. And she quickly, not making eye contact with any of you, she moves across this space, and standing right in front of you is a staircase that goes up to the second floor. And otherwise, this is not a large entrance hall. It's not actually very impressive. There's a wall to the left, and there's one doorway, and there's another wall to the right, and there's one doorway there. And she heads off to the right, quickly opening the door. You find yourselves in a smaller hallway. There are a couple doors in here, but she opens one to the left, and she again bows her head. I was told to admit you in here. And you see there's warm light coming in from this room that she's just opened the door to.
There's that admit word again. Anyone else concerned they're admitting us as more than just consults on this case?
Oh,
Nice.
not
Yeah, I don't like the sound of it. Not at all.
not patience. No, just I was
Why
told
would
to
you be
give you.
concerned if you're completely sane? You wouldn't be worried about it, right?
Well, I suppose you could be worried about it because what if they're wanting to admit you anyway?
We have no time for this because we have about 2 hours and 22 minutes. So, nurse, tell us more.
I was just told to show you in here, and a doctor will be coming to get you.
What's the doctor's name, if you don't mind me asking?
Yes.
Oh no, it's Dr. Smith, who is the current head of the doctors after what happened before.
Could I ask?
Your name?
My name's Abigail, but I'm not supposed to say anything other than nurse, miss.
Well, one question for you quickly, love. Have you noticed anything strange around here, like at night or noises or anything?
Oh.
And I look over to the detective and I'm like,
Look there. I'm starting to get the hang of it myself.
Yeah, I've seen the old doctor. He's roaming the halls.
The what? The what now?
The old doctor. I've seen him. I was the one who saw him, and a few others have as well, roaming the halls at night.
What
Corporal
time was
nature.
it? I'm sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I just wanted to know in a corporal nature, or are you speaking physically walking around these halls?
No, I thought he was back. I thought he was back. Like he wasn't injured. He looked like he was alive. I don't know. This scares
Basically,
me.
what you're saying is you saw someone alive who's supposed to be dead.
Yes. I'm not supposed to say too much. The Dr. Smith would tell you more, but
I take 2 steps towards her and I place my hand on her hand and I make like fierce eye contact.
And her head is down.
And so I take her chin and I lift it up.
Oh.
Abigail,
Yes.
you have seen a ghost. You are connected to the other side. It is nothing to be scared of. What did this spirit tell you?
It didn't tell me nothing, miss. Madam.
Right.
I froze. I froze. I didn't make a sound, and then he passed on down the hall, and
Did the spirit make a sound?
I heard his footsteps.
Heard footsteps. All right.
And then
That's fantastic. You've done a nice job. Thank you.
Don't scare the lady.
Thank you,
Nurse Abigail.
Doctor will be in a moment.
Wonderful. And I see that you're very scared. I very much see that, but I want to assure you, do not worry. This place is very secluded, very dark. I know what it may look like, but we don't need to be scared of ghosts. And I look at Winifred or any other beings, because it only petrifies those listening about it. Now, before the doctor comes, can you tell us when, at what time of night, did you see the old doctor wandering the corridors?
Thank you, detective. That's important.
Late. Probably near midnight, I think. It's my final rounds before going to
Midnight?
I just thought of something too. Does he got a twin brother?
I thought the same thing.
You might be very
and
good at this,
I got
Gus.
to tell you and I.
He's got a twin brother, doesn't he?
I hope so.
Can you tell us which corridor this happened in?
Possible
Yes.
twin brother.
Upstairs corridor near the child's wing. Yeah.
Upstairs near Child's Wing, not Child's Wing.
I thought that was a good question, Gus. I thought that was a good
And
question.
I beg my leave of you. I beg my leave, and she backs up and she
Thank
shuts.
you, Abigail. You'll be fine.
Doctor will be
Will be
coming
missed.
to get you, and shuts the door.
That makes sense. If I saw a ghost where I worked, I'd be tiling it right out of there right away. What's she doing still here? She thinks she's seen a ghost.
Well,
People don't
Thank
have
you, Rosie.
anywhere to go, so
So
sometimes you're stuck where you are.
2 hours and 16 minutes.
as you all stand there, you look around, and you're kind of in a smaller kind of ante-chamber office. You can see there are 2 doors leading into 2 offices off of this main room. There's a door to your right, and both of the doors to the other rooms are open. The door to your right is closed.
Well, we know we're waiting here for the doctor, right? That was what we were told.
That's what you were told.
I start opening the door. The one that's closed. I'm just like a cat. Like if it's closed, I want to open it.
Okay, so you make
And
your...
like immediately.
If it's a box, you want to be in it.
Yeah.
Just
And
for a
they tell
second.
me to go outside. I want to be inside. Whatever I think. So.
All right, so you make your way over to the right, and you try the door, and it's locked.
Not a problem, I'd imagine. I'll bring out my little tools, and I've got this going in minutes, I would think. I mean, this is child's play, ain't it?
And
Yeah.
also, I would. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead and roll. And for those of you watching, we are doing a hybrid version of D&D 5e tonight. We're kind of using the 5e rule set, and we've modified it a little bit for this one shot. So go ahead, and I'm going to pull up your... Oh, I got it right here.
In my dexterity
Cut
modifier,
pass.
is that what's going to go on top of whatever I rolled?
You can still do sleight of hand, so go ahead and roll your d20 and add your sleight of hand.
That's a 9.
9 total?
Yeah.
So you're like, no problem. You're like, and you get down there, and and it's like, and you can't get it. And the moment your lockpicks go
Shit.
in there, you say it's a more complex lock than you've ever encountered before.
Bloody
Are the
hell.
thieving skills betraying you, Rosie?
What you talking about?
Can I help you?
Oh,
I will help. I
Fine.
promise. We're colleagues today.
Oh, careful there. You might be breaking the law. We'll have to bring you up on charges, detective.
like that.
If
I
you
like
don't
that. All right, give it a go.
That's a good
Give
one,
it a
isn't
go.
it?
It was PG. It was.
I kind of smile under my breath. Judd, I would like to also cast tracking. I want to track where the nurse is headed.
Cast.
Okay.
Honey.
Let's say utilize. Let's say utilize.
I want to cast forth my tracking ability.
Yes.
Please.
Yeah.
Okay.
Judd, I want to cast iron knuckles, which is something literally. Yeah, I want to cast the iron knuckles spell.
Yeah. All right. Well, first we'll do detective.
I'm just kidding.
I know you are. I know. All right. So,
Yeah.
Anastasia, you focus. You kind of channel your investigatory skill, and you turn around to, maybe open the door that she just closed on you to see kind of what tracks. See if you can see anything out the door. I'm going to say this doesn't actually fire because as you turn around, the door that you all came through is not there. There is a wall behind you all, and you see there are several.
Wait a minute.
There's several paintings there, but there's no door.
This is not. There's something not quite right here. This is not possible.
I'm gonna go over to
Not possible, no.
one of the paintings and toss it aside like it's
This is not.
trash.
Did one of you,
Yeah.
the vicar? Vicar, did you put this wallpaper? You were being awfully quiet. This is just not possible. There was a door here.
As Big Gus takes up one of the paintings and throws it aside, and yeah, there's just wall behind it.
Detective,
Yeah.
I thought we told you before that some things that aren't explainable may be at foot here. It's best you open your mind just a wee bit if you're going to catch some clues that you might not be looking for.
Enough with opening minds. It's time to open some doors. And I am gonna run toward the locked door, and Big Gus is gonna drop a shoulder, and he's just gonna barrel into this door like he just don't care. And smack it with all of the strength and the weight that he can muster, because although he wouldn't admit it, this just freaked him out. And he wants out.
Okay, and are you using your one-time daily? Do you even lift bro ability?
Well, it's just, I think I can get through a door without using my daily ability.
Okay,
I'm
alright.
gonna just try to smash through the door using my non-daily ability.
Okay, not using your daily ability. Got
prowess.
it. Okay, then roll me an athletics check, if you will.
Athletics, you say?
Yes.
Well.
And as Gus is doing this, there's another door that is open, correct?
There are two
a room?
doors. There are two doors, and it looks like into two different offices in front of you that are both slightly ajar.
I got 14.
14. You all see as Big Gus just lowers his head, runs, throws his shoulder at the last second, just bam, slams into it. Gus, you slam against, and you like fly back 4 feet as this door barely shifted from the impact of your bulk.
Yeah, and I like rub my head a little bit, and then I say, "Ugh," and I will charge it again, and I will use my daily. Do you even lift, bro? And I will this time, like, Hulk up, big
Okay.
stride, and just crash through this thing.
Yeah, so you see him he backs up a moment and kind of, he's like, and you run and boom, and the door just bursts, splintering outward, and you hit it with such force, Gus, that you go across and you slam into the other side of this hall that is on the other side.
And I have like some blood like trickling down, and I'm just like, all right, I found a way out.
Does it go outside this door that he's just opened, Jeff?
He's open to another hallway.
And I want to very quickly, as I just see all of this is just something that I've definitely not been in such a situation before with such paranormal activity. That's I'm kind of starting to feel, but I don't want to give in. I kind of like crack my neck a little, roll my shoulders, and I go towards the one thing that I'm like, all right, this is in my control here. I go towards the little object that Zach's character wanted to open, that Rosie wanted to open, and I just kneel and I start trying to fiddle around, and I just look at her and I say, observe carefully.
That's the door that Big Gus just smashed apart.
Oh, that was the door? I thought she was opening a chest. I'm sorry.
No,
In that
yeah.
case, is there anything else in the room I see?
So you're in this small kind of antechamber room. There are 2 doors that are open in front of you, now 3, because the one to the right has just been busted open. But there are 2 offices directly ahead of you. And if you remember, you were told that you were going to start in the head doctor's office.
I slip right into one of the offices, the one on the left. I am just doing a little skirt by, see what's valuable, see if anything good, who knows, there could be something brass. There could be little knickknacks that I could sell here or there,
I would like to also go behind Rosie and kind of scan. I'm looking for medical tools and instruments.
So
and I'll
you
go to
in,
the one on the right when it's ready.
So we'll do the left first. So the 2 of you go into the left room, and you see this beautiful carved wood desk, and this leather chair,
nice.
kind of that beautiful red leather, almost like a burgundy leather chair behind it. And over the chair is this portrait of the man that you just met with in the pub, and he actually has
a portrait of himself in his own office.
Yeah, he does, and he has 4.
Who does that? That's like a
kind of
egomaniac.
It's like a president having a portrait of himself in a White House.
Well, that would sort of, in his own office, but it would still
I'm
be.
I'm kidding.
Okay. And in the portrait, he is standing, and he has 4 hounds, 2 on each side of him, and they have this kind of orangish, like hair of these kind of unusual looking, almost like Russian wolfhounds, but a little bit stockier with this reddish hair. And he's standing there with this kind of regal pose, his hand in his jacket, kind of looking out. There's a window to your left, and it looks like there's a courtyard to the middle of this building. And you can see a couple trees that are now in winter. They've lost all their leaves, and there are several stone statues out there. There is an additional kind of some piece of furniture, which I don't know, maybe a buffet. It's some kind of like dresser. There's some kind of long.
Credenza.
Yeah, let's go with credenza.
All over it, opening all the drawers immediately, just ransacking it.
All right. As you do, you find one big piece opens up, and there's a safe inside.
Oh.
And you see there's a piece of paper on the safe, or like tucked in. You just happen to notice it because it's you, Rosie. You see it.
We have it. Hello, lovely. What's it say?
You pull it out and it says, "If ever one forgets, a rainbow of colors will remind one." And there's a little tiny quarter piece of a rainbow drawn in or painted in on this piece of paper with very simple red, orange, yellow, green, blue stripes, and it's just like this kind of half bit of a rainbow.
I don't get it. Do you get this?
And then on the safe there is a spinning dial with numbers 1 through 0, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0.
I think I've got it. Red.
All right.
What letter of the alphabet is red? Which letter?
Well, it's 3 different letters. It's R, E, then G.
No. First letters of all the rainbow colors correspond to numbers. Maybe that's the code on the safe. See? Couldn't be. Maybe. What you think?
Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet.
I think that's what it says here. Is that what it says here?
Red, orange, yellow, green, blue. That's it.
I'm gonna take a glance down the way that I broke through, because all these offices, they're dead ends in the conjoined room, right, Judd?
Yeah, they do. They
don't
dead
lead.
end.
So this is the only path out, right, that I've broken through.
It looks like it leads deeper into Hoxton House on the first floor.
Right, because the other door disappeared. So I'm just, while they're doing all this, kind of looting and looking at the safes and stuff, I'm gonna wander ahead and just, Big Gus kind of peers down and peers around. He's making sure, he's trying to see what else is down here in the meantime.
Okay.
And I want to follow the vicar in the room where he's going.
Yeah, so actually, because Peter already said that, I'll jump to him, then I'll come back to you, Chad. So, John and Anastasia, you both walk into the right-hand office, and in here, you see there's a desk, and you haven't seen the other room, but it's not ornate. This has a very utilitarian feel to it, and there are a set of wood filing cabinets on the far wall, 2 very large wood filing cabinets there. And there are 2 paintings in here. There's one, so the desk is situated with the chair off to the right as you walk in. And behind the chair is this painting of, it looks like some type of clergyman. John, your eyes immediately go to it, like maybe a cardinal, person wearing the kind of all red robes with their arms crossed in front of them and their head down. And that's it. It's just one person in this kind of like dark painted background. It's almost disturbing. It's also very kind of like Rembrandt with the light use. And then on the far wall across from you as you entered, there is a portrait of must be a queen, but in a very kind of unqueenly pose. She's kind of like sitting a bit slouched in the throne that she's sitting on. And on the right hand arm of her throne is a stack of gold coins.
Right. If I'm looking at this bishop or cardinal up on the wall, is there a correlation? Is he looking over at the painting opposite?
No, it looks like, so he's actually looking down and to the left, and that other painting is on its right.
All right. Let me examine then. Let me have a proper examination then of this religious figure here in the painting, if I can.
Yeah, roll investigation check for me.
And in the meantime, I'm walking around and sniffing the air. I don't know if I noticed anything damp about it, anything older about it, and I want to also run my finger across the surface of the cabinets just to see how much dust has accumulated, therefore how long it hasn't been used for.
Yeah. Why don't you roll an investigation check for me?
That's a 9.
A 9.
That's a 9, sir.
So Vika, you walk up to the painting, and you take it in, and it's there's an aggressive brushstroke to this painting. So it's not realism was not its goal. It's definitely capturing kind of an emotional impact. The person is looking down, and you're feeling there's almost like a violence of brushstrokes here, but it's just this kind of glowing red against this dark background, and that's really all you ascertain from it. Detective?
Touch it.
Yeah,
I got 23.
23. You walk over and you run a hand across and you look at it, and there's not a speck of dust. Not a speck.
I would like to open it then, regardless of what the choice was. I want to open it.
You open it and you see this just files after files, quickly leafing through. You see that they're patient information, bios, even some pictures here and there of the patients, and you see quite deranged looking poor souls as they're being held down and photographed. And you open up a couple, you see doctor's notes. This one claims to see demons, tried water therapy 10 times, recommend lobotomy, put it back in. And you see a lot that kind of have similar sort of diagnostics on it.
And as I look at them, I see very similar diagnosis, like you said, and I just call out, say, Vicar, can you come over here, please? And I show him the diagnosis.
You can call me John. It's all right, man.
John.
You can call me John.
John, in your practices, Have you ever dealt with patients like this?
Well, yeah, of course. It's not. Well, mental disturbances, where it's common for our practice here. Voices in the head, seeing things, some of which. Well, you got to take this with a little bit of. I get nervous when I talk. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Has it ever gotten, last question, out of control?
More nervousness.
Well, the patient you would deal with. It's all right. It's okay.
No. Well,
Are you okay?
Fine. They can get pretty violent, yeah.
Violent. Do they exhibit any other signs? Any non-human signs? Non-human strength, for example?
Yeah.
And on that
Great.
moment, we jump over to Big Gus. Big Gus, you find yourself now, clearing off the blood on your head. You're looking, the hallway goes left and right here, but only to the right, only about 20 feet. There's a door that way. There's another door very close to where you smashed into the wall, but it does look like most of it goes off to the left.
All right, there's a door close to me.
There's a door close to you, yeah.
All right, I'm going to try to open the door.
Yeah, you open it. This one opens. You look inside and you see, it looks, there's a desk. There are multiple chairs. There's some papers on the desk. There's another door on the far side of the room. And, it's nothing exciting in here. Do you want to investigate it?
Gus will take a look at the papers. He don't read too good, but he'll snatch him up and take a peek ski.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, it only takes a moment. You realize there's some notes here about basically it's an indoc form. You see like patient name, problem, and other sort of diagnostic things. And there's a big admit or not kind of question box. And you realize, you look around and you kind of get the sense that this must be where they bring people who are being interrogated to be committed here.
Do I recognize any of the names on the list? Do they sound like the names of my new companions or anything freaky like that?
Like kind of going through, no. There's like the Phil who you stop and you're like,
he was a crazy geezer.
You remember that guy? Yeah. He got into so many scraps and just way in over his head because he was a little scrawny person who just went after it. You think it might be him, but you don't know. Other than that, no, there's nothing for your companions.
I toss the papers aside, just letting them fly through the air, and I kind of go back out and look toward the rest of the group.
Yeah, so you look back in that hall or in that door that you smashed open. You can't see them because they've all gone into the offices inside.
Yeah, and I let out a little sigh and I go over and let my large looming presence be felt by everybody.
Okay, you step back through and you see Anastasia talking to the vicar, and on the far side you see we're back to Rosie and Winifred. Why don't we go to you two, and what are you doing in that room?
Well, have I found any medical objects?
No, you've looked around, and it really does seem to be simply the owner's, private office.
There's no medical files, prescription pads, syringes, nothing of the like?
Nothing medical in this room at all, actually. There's just the portrait of the owner, and the desk. You find a bunch of papers, but all very boring, nothing of interest, and then other than the safe.
I've been fiddling with the safe. I've tried first the combination 18, 15, 25, 7 and 2. Did it work?
No, the numbers are only 1 through 10, or basically one
Shit.
through 9 with a 0. So
Whoopsie.
Oh shit.
this is an old safe. Old safe. This is the late 1800s.
I'm very keen for the listening, so I'm just turning it to see if I can see where it niches
All right.
and the notches.
I'd say give me an investigation roll. See if you can hear anything. Meanwhile, Madam Winifred, would you like to do anything as you see her down on the her ears to the metal, and she's squinting as she tries to rock?
I am readying provenance, but I want to wait to give her chance first.
Okay.
I got a 15.
Yeah, I mean you haven't had a lot of safes in your time. You've talked to a lot of people about safes, right? And you've always wanted to try your hand, and you think you've kind of like mastered it just in your mind because you've never seen one, but you've talked to a bunch of people, you've accrued all this secondhand knowledge, and you get down and you're like,
All right.
I can't fucking hear anything on this fucking thing,
not.
you know?
This isn't a good one. This one's not easy. Damn it.
No,
Damn it.
but you look at that note again in your hand.
Okay. It says, lest you forget, the rainbow will see you through.
The rainbow will see you through.
I mean, what's that
We'll
mean?
see you through the storm.
Look, I hate to interrupt all
Is
this.
it 4 digits that
I hate-
correspond to STORM? That's five.
I hate to interrupt all this sunshine and rainbows, but I don't know if you heard me. I found the way out of here, so we're
mean-
not stuck.
That's fine. I just wish I knew what was in this safe here because it looks important
All
and
right.
valuable.
Here, let me see.
So
Let me see.
I'm gonna lay my hands and cast provenance. Is it a spell? I don't know.
I mean, it's just like kind of an innate ability that you have. I mean,
So
we
I
might
just
say
wanna
cast,
rest
but it's
my hands, focus, and I would like to learn the history of this object.
okay. So you channel
Nice.
your innate ability to
Ooh.
reach beyond the veil.
Psychometry.
And you immediately feel that this safe is quite old. This is probably like one of the first combination safes ever created in England. And you definitely you even get these flashes of images of it being delivered at a brighter time in this facility's past, of a younger Sir John standing there as he's directing where to put it, and you see almost a flash of a combination. You see a number 4, and then you see that handwritten note again, and that is it. Do a perception check for me.
Okay, I got an 8. Let's look at perception. Perception 8 plus 6.
Plus 6.
Oh, God.
So you stand up, and there's something, your eyes lock on that portrait of the owner, and there's something about that portrait, and you move closer and you look at the hounds. The hounds definitely grab your attention, as they're kind of an orangish color, kind of an unusual rendition for certainly no dogs you've ever seen, and there are 4 of them in there. And you look down at, there's a plaque, and it says Sir John Mundy, and it actually says 1789 to 1751.
What?
And what year is it now?
I mean, sorry, 1851. It is 1873.
Okay, and when I was meeting with Sir John Mundy, that was the guy we met earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was I getting like a dead person talking vibe?
I mean, you were definitely seeking out an evil vibe, which you did not
Didn't
perceive.
get evil.
You got a neutral,
Okay.
but looking again, you're like, wait, what? 1850? It's 1873.
What is it?
Come look. And I point at the date.
What?
Sir John Lundy. He is to have died in 1851.
That's some 20-odd years ago.
Yes.
But that's the name of the bloke who we met at the pub just moments ago.
Yes. Ding, ding, ding. You are correct.
Ding,
So-
ding, ding. Curious.
Anyways, I got 4 is involved in this safe. 4, and then there's 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 dogs here, and these are the dates. I don't know. Rosie, do with that what you will. That's all I've got from.
Do you think it could be something like the number of letters in each of the colors of the rainbow? Like 3
Or maybe-
for red and 6 for orange and 6
Or maybe-
for
I'm
yellow.
not sure. You can just try your one last try, and then maybe you need to move on.
Maybe we just sort of take it along with us, try to get out of here.
Oh yes, if you can lift it, then by all means.
If I can lift it, love.
I mean, if it's old, can we crowbar it too?
Yeah. I mean, I'm willing to take this thing,
I mean, you
smash it on the corner of the desk, and see if I can jostle the.
you say that, Big Gus, and you come in and you look and you're like, oh shit, that's like, it's like, you know, it's like
bolted
3.
to the floor or something.
It's like 3 by 2 by 3. Like, it's not a small safe. You're a big dude, but that's a hell of a deadlift.
I say, look. We need to probably move on.
Okay, well, I try 3, 6, 6 by 4 really quickly. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, the number of letters in each of the words. Does that work?
No, nothing happens.
Shit.
All right, perhaps we'll move on.
All right.
I look down here already. There's a couple more doors. There's just an office here. You'll see. This way.
All right, so I'm assuming the other 2 are together with us.
Yeah. No, they're in
Are
the
we?
next
No, not
room.
yet.
We're in the next room. So you see, I steady myself suddenly on the desk, and you know, Anastasia sees me shake for a moment, and I get out a cloth.
John? John, what's
I'm
the
all right
matter?
now. I'm all right now. Much better. Anxiety's, yeah, it's past. I'm sorry I couldn't answer much questions, but I've got a hold of it now. You were asking about, you know, people being a bit violent when they hear voices or something. We call that possession. And I've seen some extreme cases, you know, clawing out their eyes, pulling skin off their body, talking to the devil, even saying they're talking to God. I mean, I have never even heard God, but it's true. There's some violent people when the mind is involved. So, yeah, this place here, it's why I ask not to judge, because, you know, what happens is in mind. It's not always the fault of the person who gets themselves involved with. And I know I can already tell you don't like this word, but this supernatural here. Should we look into the other filing cabinet here? And while we do that, Detective, and I'm just going to lift Judd.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Back.
I will give you the benefit of the doubt. If and only if I cannot find any substances, any sort of equipment to derange one's mind to make them do these things.
What?
And if I don't find any medication that they have given them to do such things, because I've seen men do unspeakable acts just by the substance of one droplet. If we don't find it, I will entertain it. Yes, and in the meantime, I will take these and I pull up the records of and the pictures of the patients just so we can have reference. If we see any of them, I'd be very happy to find out what's wrong.
I mean, there are,
And yes, let's open it.
there are
And again, I
hundreds
put
of
my hand
records in
on
there.
where my where I've
Hundreds.
taken
Well,
that. Oh, sorry, the pill.
Take some recent ones, right?
I was gonna say I'll take the recent patients. And is there anything? Yeah. Sorry. Go
No, I was
ahead.
gonna say it's alphabetical, but it's fine.
Oh, it is alphabetical. Well,
Hey, can you quickly see if a friend of mine what he went crazy of in there?
what's his name?
Willie Tumbleton.
Willy nilly.
Do I find it, Jed?
Yeah. I'm gonna say yeah, you do.
Willie. Ah, there he is. You want to see your friend?
And
Take him.
That's too bad.
Winifred, would you like to tell us which ones we should take with us? I would. Why not? See what your expertise says.
I'm lifting up the painting, the back of it, and I'm gonna go look at the queen with the gold.
Okay.
I walk into the room also, and I say, Anastasia,
Yes.
I have something that needs your attention.
Yes.
And I just like escort her back to the office so she can see the date on the painting.
Okay, you do that. Victor, you see it is a normal painting. You look behind, it's a normal painting. You look over at the queen. You can tell that there's this, like, the coins on the arm are stacked perfectly so that you can see each of them, and you count. There are 9 gold coins on the arm of her throne.
Anything about the throne? Any symbology that I'm recognizing? Anything?
No, it
in
looks
the other
very
painting?
unusual. She's wearing a crown, but her pose is very anti-Victorian. I mean, it's almost sensual, the way that she's kind of draped across this throne. But the focus of the painting seems to kind of come down to the middle to these coins.
I'm gonna
She
touch.
said we have
Touch the
nine gold coins and 4 red dogs. Is that what you said?
Orange dogs. They were orange.
4 orange dogs and 9 gold coins. Is there anything yellow, red, or blue in any of these rooms?
There were other paintings in the antechamber. There were 2 other paintings there.
Quick, everybody, see if you find something yellow. Anything yellow standing out.
Are you sure we shouldn't just be looking for a way out of here?
I don't know.
I feel pretty certain on that.
Rose, what about gold? What about gold as yellow? Maybe not. I'm gonna check
and so
the desk.
Rosie, you run out. You see that where the vicar is, there's also another painting with 1 red person standing in a frame. And then you run out to back to the antechamber. You see there's 1 painting that has been thrown off the wall by Big Gus. It's on the ground, canvas side down. You can't see it. The other one shows 5 green trees. Like kind of a,
This is it though, I know it. It's the gold coins are 9, the dogs are 4, the red is 1, the green is 5. We just need to find something to turn that over quickly.
You're giving me a headache.
I know,
and I'm
but
just
turn
gonna
that-
storm down the hallway out of this
Big
closed
Gus
off
is a-
antechamber.
And I grab the painting that he's already flipped over to see if it's got something blue.
Yeah, you turn it over, and it is a painting of a prairie, a field, with this really old, worn fence in the foreground, and there are 3 blue birds painted sitting on the fence.
Nice.
And I do the combination on this safe. It'll be my
Yeah,
very
Rosie runs
first
back in there.
safe.
I got it. And you sit down, and looking at the note again, and you see the rainbow: red, orange, yellow, green, blue. You enter those numbers that you've ascertained from the paintings.
14953.
And then you open it up, and inside you find a black key sitting on top that is more intricate than you're used to seeing for a normal key. And then under it you see a cutting of a newspaper article, which I will show all of our viewers here. Stand by.
And I imagine that Anastasia and I are in that room because I had brought her in here.
Yeah, I think you all kind of follow her in because she went in running and yelling. And
And I'm like, I've got it!
Well done. Anastasia, are you seeing this date? Are you seeing this name?
Yes.
all right.
Seems like he died 23 years ago.
So
that
are you
St. John?
comfortable assuming that he is a ghost? We all met a ghost.
Now, before we make hasty conclusions, maybe this was his father. Maybe we thought
Perhaps.
about that.
Perhaps
Very possible.
just something.
Hopefully
to
not a ghost.
consider.
Yes. I'll write that down. Potentially father or a ghost. Thank you for pointing that out, though. He does look very much like him. Indeed. Rosie, and I kind of give her a stern look, and then I just smile and I say, I'm impressed.
Glad you didn't send me to the old prison now, aren't you?
Hold on. Do you hear this?
Yes, I'm hearing this.
I hear it.
And I am assuming I'm having a That's So Raven moment and my eyes are going wild and I'm getting it extra loud.
As you are all concentrating on this, you start to hear these noises start to materialize. You hear this children's laughter. You hear screams of pain and anguish. You hear somebody poof, poof, poof on doors around you. Big Gus, you hear too. You're not with them. You're standing out in this hallway, and you suddenly hear these noises swirling about you from different points in this house.
I'm
What would you
reaching
like to
into
do?
my overcoat, and I'm taking out my crucifix.
I need everybody to actually hold on a second. Everybody, give me a sanity roll. So roll your d20 and
then
add
we
your
add fortitude, right?
modifier.
Add the fortitude modifier. Okay.
Yeah.
All
and
right,
let me know what you-
16.
19.
It also says here, I have a passive ability. The muscle is able to ignore fear in some situations. He takes reduced hits to sanity when a normal human might take more.
Exactly.
But I got a 16, yeah.
You got a 16 and you got a 19. What do the rest of you got?
Well,
It's roll plus fortitude, right?
Yes.
10.
10. Winifred?
5.
oh, 12. Sorry. I thought I said
12 for, okay, and a 5 for Rosie.
Ew. Poor little Rosie.
Okay, so Rosie and John, as you hear this around you, the fear seems to just pervade your mind and just kind of rips into you, and you both suddenly your eyes dart around. What have I done? What have I gotten myself into? And it just terror grips your heart, and you both subtract 6 points from your sanity pool, please.
Not 6.
Oh,
Hey.
And I see Rosie trembling and just being all within herself and scared. And I just come near her and I grab her by the shoulders. And I just say, Rosie, listen to me. This is just an illusion. They're just sounds. It is an old place. It's an old hospital. Don't be afraid. You've been way braver, done much worse. You'll be okay. We're all here together, okay?
and the kind of stability that John has found in the other room talking with Anastasia has started to deteriorate again as he starts sweating, and he breaks open the Bible and he just starts muttering to himself. The Lord is my light, and my shadow and salvation. I have no fear. The Lord is my strength and my life. Whom shall I be afraid? The Lord is my light and my salvation. The Lord is my light and my salvation.
Big Gus, you
What sort of trick is this?
standing in the hallway by yourself. You find yourself at an intersection of a couple different halls. One seems to lead to the interior that you haven't seen yet, but there's a courtyard. This door here is half glass, and you can see beyond. You see a person stand up into frame and look over at you.
Hello?
He looks at you, and he starts coming closer. What do? He's making his way, still on the
my.
outside, walking toward the door ahead of you.
I kind of call back to the others. There's someone. Come here. Come here, you.
And I just run out very quickly.
As you look back to
I
call,
follow.
and you look forward again, this person is 2 feet in front of you. The door never opened. He's standing in front of you, and
He just suddenly appeared in front of me, basically.
Yeah, basically.
And I instinctively, like a trained prize fighter, I sort of like am startled and assume a very fighting-like pose. And I say, "Oh!" And I just get a closer look at what is in front of me.
And he opens his mouth, and these echoing long words come out. Stay away.
And I see this, and I just cock my
Oh shit! You have a
Jesus
gun.
Christ. And as he says this, he turns and he just steps right through the wall.
Oh shit!
Detective, you walk around the corner, you run around the corner to see this just vanishes through the wall right in front of Big Gus.
It's not possible.
As you all wondering what the hell is going on here, we're going to take a quick break. So stay tuned, everybody. We'll be back quick 10 minutes, and we'll see what else this spooky place has in order. We'll be right back, everyone. And we're back. Hello. Well, thank you for hanging in there, everybody, as we took a quick break. Now, let's just jump right in because I want to know what's going to happen here. So,
Oh, same here.
so last, a couple of you saw what had to be a ghost. And Anastasia, remind me, did you saw the article, the news article, right, that you were just looking at?
I think so, yes. I saw a flash of it.
Okay, I'm going to put it back up for anybody.
Yes.
Okay.
So, you guys
Yes. There you go.
bring it
Let
out
me check it.
to Big Gus as you hear some commotion happening. And Big Gus, you look down and you see that article, and that is the very man. Anastasia, you recognize it as well. That's the person you just spoke to, who just walked through the wall in front of you.
Is he still there?
No, he literally turned and walked through a wall and disappeared.
Well, we just
Alright.
spoke to that guy. You're saying that was the guy from the tavern?
No, this is not the guy from the tavern. This is
No, the doctor.
This is the doctor.
The doctor.
All right. There's clearly something very, very wrong going on here.
Okay, stand back. And I just like point the thing at the wall and I just go like 3 times. Just at the wall. Just at the wall.
It's your gun.
Where he disappeared.
All right, so you see bullet holes, like large caliber bullet holes appearing in the wood. And I was like, whoa, whoa. And your ears are...
And I want to start tearing at the wallpaper just in case something is written on those walls. It's like, okay, there has to be an end
You start...
to this.
Yeah. And what you
What did he
see...
say to you when he said stay away, children's ward? Is that what he said? I thought I heard it.
Stay away, children's ward. Yes.
All right, we got to find this children's ward then.
It's upstairs.
obviously.
Abigail told us, the nurse.
Well, that's where we got to go. Obviously.
Obviously.
And
You first.
Anastasia, as you kind of tear at this wall, you manage to get like this tiny little like eye hole, and you kind of look up to it, and you see there's hardly any light kind of coming through around, but you can see that it looks like there might be a door directly across from you, and it looks like maybe you can see the edge of a stair going down, but you can't quite tell. You gotta pull out and
Do
you
I
look,
see-
and it looks like this wall only goes down about 15 feet and makes a sharp left, this hallway.
Okay. Everybody, I think I may have found another way. And then I point to the left, I suppose, of me. And I cock my pistol again just in case. And start moving forward very calmly. With a little bit of a shaking hand.
Yes.
All right.
I saw a staircase and potentially a door around that corner.
So she leads you off, going away from the courtyard that you can see now through this glass of this door ahead of you. As you come around this corner, and there's something happens in this moment that Anastasia, you're leading the pack, and you're kind of hugging this wall, which makes an immediate left and makes another immediate left. And you see another long hallway going down. And indeed, about 15 feet down on this wall, you see a door, which you know you must have been looking at through the hole on the other one that you shot through. But you all kind of freeze as you look around, and you suddenly feel this chill and this slight wind passing through here, and it's
Is
almost
it
like
familiar to me?
it's not familiar to you, but you feel like something just fell from your eyes, an illusion or something, as you look And this place has suddenly aged 20-something years of abandonment. As you round this corner, you see wallpaper has peeled away. There's bits of paint that have flecked off. Doors are smashed open. It has a cold, derelict feel to it.
Can I
And
look at my
Getting the
watch?
sense we're going back in time.
What time is it? And what time is it on the watch? On the
no,
watch that I
and
look at?
the watch, the time that has passed normally on the watch, it seems more like you're seeing this place perhaps at its true form now. And ahead, Anastasia, you see that door. There is a very large kind of padlock type object attached to the door. And as you move up, you look at it, and it seems to be kind of like an original combo lock. It has these big kind of fat wheels
Many locks.
that spin on it. And there are these symbols, strange symbols. There are four numbers. Each like wheel has numbers on it, and there's a symbol underneath each wheel of numbers.
I say, Winifred, I think you're right. We might be going very, very far back in time. And I look at
Everybody-
the symbols.
Yeah, everybody roll an investigation check for me.
Back to
Or actually,
1851.
I'm sorry. Roll a history check for me.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say if I get an advantage because of my magnifying glass. Okay, but but history it is.
No, sorry.
I
This is
actually
history.
got a nat 20, you guys.
Whoa!
So-
Okay. Because D&D is real, this totally makes
That
sense. I'll
works
tell you in a
for
moment.
me.
That's right. That's right.
And
And
actually,
that, what was that, investigation?
no,
history?
it's history. Yeah.
Okay, so 22 total.
So 22.
history.
Critical history recall. Okay. As you look at it, Winifred, that symbol, you're like, wait, I've seen that symbol. And if you guys check in Slack, I sent that news cutting to you.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
there's just something that you saw like in passing that looked really familiar. Looking at that piece more closely, again, I'll pull it up for our viewers.
Yes.
It was missing at first, but you see this symbol over the 2 in December 12th. And that symbol is on this padlock as the first spot.
Okay.
Okay. I
Okay.
got a 26 for history.
Yeah, so you remember it too. You all kind
of
of
it?
like
Okay,
fumble
cool.
to try to pull this article out and take a look at it. You remember seeing a really unusual symbol on it.
And that's the only symbol that matches one of the four.
Yeah, that matches the first one
Okay.
of the 4.
And I just take out my book and I write it all out there. What do the other ones look like?
The other symbols, hold on, I will tell you. I was going to share this with you, but the second one looks kind of like a cursive F with 3 lines in it instead of 1.
Okay.
Okay.
The third one is an 8 with a line through the top of it.
Okay.
And then the last one is sort of like an E, where the middle, the top E is, the top bar of the E is normal. The middle E goes on both sides of the vertical, and the bottom does the same. It almost, so it's kind of
Like
like,
an eye with a line through it.
it's kind of like line, shorter line, top line.
Yeah.
And here, I can actually, let me send
I
this
got you.
to you all, and I might be able to get this up to everybody watching. But that's what you see on this old clunky first edition combo padlock, as you see that this place has now suddenly degraded before your eyes. What would you like to do?
I'm going to take a look at the
Yikes.
symbols and see if I recognize them as something of the occult or
Right.
something I may have seen before.
These,
I wanted to do the same. Yeah.
yeah, to
I've
most of
seen it in
you,
prior.
to
I'm
most
going to
of
use
you
my
trained.
decode skill.
Yeah. Well, Vicar, you do that. You use your skill, and you're not familiar with these symbols. They do feel like they are created simply for the purpose of hiding the combination to this lock.
Okay. Well, I think about it for a second, and oh, sorry.
Nope,
Were you
go
going to say
ahead.
something, Vicar?
Nope.
I think about it, and I I suppose I can't really recall I've seen them anywhere. But if I could, I would like to use my ability to solve. The detective immediately knows the solution to a given puzzle. If that would in any way aid this situation.
And I'm also going to rack my brain referencing my dear Giovanni's musical skills and see if anything I recognize a musical symbol or something.
Well, they're definitely not musical symbols. And actually, here, give me a moment. Let me pull it up so you can all see it.
First of all, Chad, don't laugh. It was a good idea.
It was a great idea, and I applaud you.
I was just imagining what it would look like. It's like a coda and like a treble clef and like a, I don't
And I'm
know.
like, yes,
Okay.
they're trying to communicate. We must find a music.
Okay.
We must all sing the song.
So
Ooh, look at
Gotta play the
this.
piano with the broken
these are
notes.
the symbols that you see, and the first one you've already found.
Okay.
Yeah.
Going back.
We found.
Boop. Did I get any
We
more?
found the first on the newspaper clipping, but we
Correct.
don't have the other
Yeah.
three.
You've not seen the other three yet.
Okay, kind of.
How are
close
we
to
seeing them then?
musical notes, you guys.
Question: is there anything, because if that is, if DM can confirm,
Yeah.
due to being a detective, I think I do have a little bit of photographic memory. As I was going through the records of the patients, did I see anything that might resemble any of those signs, symbols anywhere?
So I was about to say. So you do recall. You just wait a moment and you concentrate and you think back as you were flipping through those records. There was indeed one that your mind just caught that one little. It was a number 7, and over it was that. Let me put the symbol back up. Was that interesting F, and your mind just made a quick record of that F because there's something that was off about it, and so you immediately know the second number is 7.
Okay.
And furthermore, as you, because you use your one daily skill, you get down and you start analyzing the lock, and you start spinning these large, kind of, I don't know, like kind of tumblers sort of things, and they've sketched on each one of these numbers, and you're spinning it around. You're hearing this click, click, click. And you notice there's a very worn mark on the other two. And actually, after a couple minutes of fiddling, you actually do manage to open this lock.
Bravo. We did it.
Well done.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Did not expect this. I'm just kind of speaking this to myself a little bit. Well, and I just shall we?
Yes. Onward.
Don't know how she did that, but I'll have to say I'm rather impressed.
So
I'm gonna float to the
One's back in.
bar, and when the detective, she really can't see me. I take, just to steady my nerves again. I go and sneak 2 of these pills, and I'm running low, and I start.
And I can't see that at all.
Do any of us notice his pill taking?
let me see. I don't know if we put passive on you.
Yeah, I have a passive perception, but mine's only 10.
Yeah, let me look.
And I look back at back at Rosie because I heard her
yeah.
little compliment, and I just say, well, if you were to leave your thieving ways, I might even be able to teach you.
Really?
I'd say
Oh, well, just 1 minute. Were you
Winifred.
serious?
Yes.
Winifred, you definitely notice it.
Huh.
He's quite
think we
subtle
should-
about it, but you happen to pick up on it.
And I just get really close to him and I say, Barbichutes, perhaps?
Don't tell anyone. It's just to calm my nerves. If my nerves get frayed, there could be some trouble.
Oh, well then, please keep taking them and I will not tell us.
And as you see, Anastasia, you figuring out this lock. You click and you move this giant thing aside, drop it on the floor, and you look back at everybody, and you open up the door, and no! There's this child in front of you, just this like tortured face just appears out of nowhere. Nah! It just comes at you as if it's going into all of you. I need all of you to roll a sanity check.
As if the child's going into me?
Yeah, it just like grows in your face just as the door flings open.
Well, that was a nat 20.
No.
So I have a 20.
Holding her ground. Impressive. All right. What do the rest of you get?
18.
I have my gun. I'm just like,
Okay.
All right, I quickly rip off the bottom half of the crucifix, and you see a big shiny steel pointy dagger.
I thought it was maybe going to be cocaine, like in his entrance.
And I just whip it right out in front of me. A 19.
19. Jesus. All right. Rosie?
I got a 5.
Rosie was so
With the modified
Rosie's-
+1, so that's a 6.
I also got a 6.
Okay. So,
I do have my my fortitude passive ability.
so Big Gus, you take basically half of your kind of damage
Okay.
because you're just a big tough guy and not a lot scares you. Rosie, you're gonna subtract 5 points from your sanity pool. Gus, you could subtract 2.
oh man.
Okay.
As this child, this tortured child, just appears as if trying to stop you, but kind of flies at you and dissipates. And then ahead, you just see this stairs going down. What would you like to do?
Oh, calm
gonna
down,
go-
everybody. This.
I just feel a bit, just maybe it's something I tuck, but I feel shaky and ready, and I'm just a little bit speedy, and I'm going to go right down there with Christ
just
on my
want to
side and the Bible right there, and I'm not stopping. I'm going down.
Okay.
And I'm just kind of trying to get everyone, the ones that are scared, to say this is quite common in the tricks of light and sound. They do it a lot. You will see it in Germany. They have even done it in Russia in theaters. This is very normal. Do not be afraid, everyone. Rosie.
Don't listen
I
to
agree,
her.
do not be
The devil is here. The devil is here.
Oh, Vicar.
And the vicar runs
Vicar,
down.
keep your voice down.
You run down the stairs, and as you all follow, you see a sign as you're descending that says morgue, and there's a arrow
Oh,
pointing
Christ.
down. And
Beautiful.
I'm not sure we should go down, as the children's ward was supposedly upstairs.
That's a very good
You
point.
mean you don't think we should definitely go into the morgue?
I would say just perhaps we could skip the morgue.
Oh, I
All right.
like
Well,
that idea.
the priest
I
is
can
down
already-
there.
I can
Sorry,
already
real
communicate
quick.
with
The
dead
priest
people.
is down there by himself, right?
yeah, Vicar,
All right, well,
you're like
I'm
halfway
not-
down, right? What are you
I'm
doing?
not gonna let homeboy go down there by himself, so I'll follow him.
Okay.
Seen quite a few dead bodies in my time. Let's go.
And
Let's do it.
I'm starting to look,
So,
starting to listen.
Vicar, you make it to the bottom of the stairs, and hold on, I need to change. I'll change the music in a moment. You make it down there, and you see kind of what you'd expect for a morgue. There are 2 kind of examination tables in the middle of the room. The far wall contains 16 of those corpse kind of lockers. You see just these kind of old wooden doors with these metal latches, 16 4x4 on that far wall. And there's a large table against the wall to your right as you come down. You see various instruments, medical instruments. You see containers of different fluids. But it's what's on one of these tables. You see a young woman, and her arms are draped over the side, and there is a person over who seems like very carefully slicing open the skin, almost lovingly pulling the skin over. And you see the woman's head move and look at you as the person continues to cut. And she's and blood drips
But
down.
she looks alive. The person she's cutting.
She's definitely moving, and her whole chest cavity is
Hey!
is opened.
Oh, heck no. I will ask you to stop
You're
right
not
now,
in
sir.
there, right? I thought we
think-
were upstairs.
We followed.
Down.
I think
I've
we
got my
follow- I followed.
crucifix. And I'm
I
just
want to
gonna
stay up. I'm not trying to mess with the
push
board.
the doctor out of the way and stick my crucifix in his face and say, the power of Christ compels you.
Well, I knew that was coming. As you
That
do it,
Magnum really kicked in.
You
As
didn't
you
wear
do it-
that outfit and not have that line ready.
You
at
got
some
it.
Geared
point.
up.
You gotta
Just
do
feels-
it. You
now
got-
it's like constipation. It's like, now I'm fine.
I have to say, priest,
Like that.
you're quite spirited.
Vicar, your hand goes down right through the ghost, and it is a ghost. It passes
ghost.
right through, and you see he continues to cut, but he looks over at you, and it's the same person, the doctor that you saw in the clipping before. And he leans over and he puts some kind of powder at the base of the nose of this woman. You see, she inhales and
Oh,
it goes
no.
in, and then he
I
goes
move
back
in.
to
No, no.
slicing open.
I move in. As weird
you
as this looks, I'm like,
You see her heart now.
oh my gosh, no. I was like, this is an illusion. You step away from her. And I just go to her and I try to take her off the table.
You
I
go to
just- I
grab,
need
your
like-
hand
It's a
passes
Priest,
through
John.
her.
It's a ghost.
All
It's a
right,
ghost.
fine. I'll come downstairs. You
Where are
dread
the
all
lights
about ghosts. And I reluctantly proceed.
And
not
he
real.
cuts, he continues to cut. He finally, very quickly, cuts out the heart. And you see the woman goes, it just kind of slopes back, and he lifts this up. And as he does, you see his face, for a flash of a moment, changes. And you see this demonic form as it looks at you. And then
Jesus.
the whole thing is gone.
I kind of go over and I go
Winifred, you
to
come down, and right at the end of that, you don't see any of them. You just see them all standing around, and Detective has her gun out, and Vicar's like stabbing the air with this crucifix. Sorry, and go ahead, Big Gus.
I go over and I just put a hand on the vicar's shoulder and everyone else's shoulder real quick, just to make sure they all seem real.
John, do you
All
happen
these
to have
other
any-
people I'm with.
They do.
Ow.
They do. Your hand touches each one of them.
And I, under his breath, Big Gus is like, well, thank God for that, at least.
It's real.
And I literally find an antiseptic bottle with clear liquid, sniff it, and I just like take a sip. This is a bloody night. What happened here?
Us.
So, just give me a moment.
Jesus.
I want to know, is there an actual body on the table? Like, what can I see on the table?
Now,
Or was
now
that all ghostly?
it was all ghostly. The bodies are gone. Now you just see these old, abandoned tables. You see the paint peeling up from them. You see the wood is cracked on those kind of corpse lockers on the far wall.
I want to go over to the lockers and put both of my hands.
Scream and I run out of there. I'm just like, because I'm already losing it, and I'm like, I just run out back up towards the stairs and the main entryway.
Okay, all right. Winifred,
I
what
want
do
to
you
go
do?
after her. I was like, Rosie, no! And I don't want her to be alone, so I just rush after her.
I just connect my hands to these lockers, and then I put one hand back on my fur, and I am trying to connect with the spirit, and I'm also trying to connect with Giovanni, my husband.
Okay. Are you
You're trying to
using-
catch the Holy Spirit?
Are you using any of your
I'm trying to
skills?
catch the Holy Spirit. Yeah,
The
let's
Holy
use,
Spirit?
let's use a skill. Let's use lift the veil.
Okay. The moment your hand connects with that wood, you feel an intense evil, the likes of which you have never experienced. And you immediately start to pull your hand away, and you find it is stuck to this wood. There's a connection that is forming, and it's feeling stronger. You feel like it's almost pouring into you. And your thoughts go to Giovanni, and your mind starts playing back his melody, and you feel that connection in that hand. It's starting to be painful. It starts to ease a bit, and you hear the music playing, and you suddenly can't feel your hand, but you hear this beautiful keys, and you're instantly reminded of your husband. And you open your eyes, and you're standing in the same spot, but it's every aspect of it has changed, almost as if you're kind of Lord of the Rings, you've got the ring on. Everything seems to be a different shade, like you've stepped into a different realm, and you see glowing standing beside you is your husband. Well,
Gio.
I don't know what you're doing. It's a bit early for you to be seeing me. You're in a bit of a pickle.
Yes, I'm just trying to figure out what's happened at this hospital. Should I just leave? I don't want to see you yet. I'm not ready.
You can't leave, love. There's only one way out of this place. You have to stop the evil here, or you won't make it to me.
Okay, how do I do it? Can you help me?
I've been trying. It's hard to see across these reaches, but there's something with the child. There's something with the child that can help.
All right.
And something with letters.
Letters, child. Oh.
Seek it out.
Okay.
Seek it out. And
Keep me safe. Keep me safe. I love you.
And he's.
I love you.
And you catch. I love. And he fades, and you once again, you manage to pull your hand off of it, and you look down, and it's red and almost blistering in pain from the connection you had to that wood. You know that there's something on the other side of that wall, something that you're going to have to deal with.
All right. Yes.
Are you well?
I'm well.
What was that?
I know there's some terrible danger here, but we must stop it or we will not be able to leave here. We were set here as a trap. We're going to be trapped here unless we can join forces and figure this out.
But how can we find our way out of the trap? There must be some way.
It's something with the child and numbers. Something with the child and numbers. That's what Giovanni told me.
You sure it's not letters?
Was it letters, guys?
Yeah.
It was letters.
It was letters.
Oh, I get them confused all the time.
That child-
Look, I've just been through a bit of an uncomfortable situation.
Winifred, roll an intelligence check for me, please. Come on, Winifred. You're a smart woman. You got a +2.
9 total.
Okay.
9 total.
That's like
Single
me tonight.
digits.
So
Look,
yeah,
I'm a little scared.
yeah, you're a little scared right now. There's that letters, individual letters, or is there another meaning to that? There's something that is tickling your mind as the word letters repeats.
Oh, the letters. Did anyone bring their letters that they got that summoned them here?
Yeah,
I-
I've got mine.
mine right here.
I scream because I'm still way out there, and I'm like,
I'm coming after you. I'm after you.
Yeah. And Rosie, Anastasia runs up to you. She's got her gun out. It's okay. It's okay. I've got you.
Rosie, it's okay. Just come after. Don't worry. Don't
What
worry.
the fuck?
Keep your voice down, Rosie. Do I get to her?
Yeah, you
smack
get
her
her.
actually. I'm like,
Oh my god!
Wow.
You what?
She
smack you,
smacks
like-
you in pure terror.
Well, I have never. And I just hold her one hand, you little lady need to calm down. Come with me. I'm going to say this if you want to live, please. You got it? You calm?
I want to live. I do. Yes.
Yes.
I do. I do.
Okay.
She has a gun. I would listen to her.
I want to be your apprentice when all this is awful. When this is awful. When this is over. I want to be your apprentice.
Rosie, and I just just listen. If we live, which we will, because this is all physical and someone has put us up to this,
Okay.
you become my #1 apprentice, you understand?
Yes, that sounds very
100
good.
shins a month for you.
Oh,
Come on.
Yes, that sounds very good.
100 shins, honey?
Yes. That sounds good.
Shins.
Okay.
Put up
I'm
a
gonna
good
check
price.
the room. I'm gonna
Put up a
check
good
the room.
price.
The morgue?
Yeah, I'm just gonna check it, all the lockers, whatever those things are.
Yeah, do an investigation check for me.
Okay. And as Rosie and I walk backwards, I'm just still kind of looking around very, very, very cautiously.
Are you guys going back down into the morgue?
I mean, yeah, because
Okay.
everyone's there.
Okay.
Don't want to separate. I want to go to the. In my mind, I want to go to the children's ward, but we'll
got it.
reunite first.
I want to go to
I'm just gonna clear this morgue real quick, and then we'll go see
I'm gonna
what's going
clear
on.
it. Yeah.
Okay, let's clear the morgue. Easy stuff. The morgue.
Vicar, what you got?
6.
Yeah.
Six.
I mean, you see,
Six.
you open up these lockers, and as you start to do so, you see Winifred is just pale and fearful, and probably takes a few steps away. They all look empty, though, and just long enough to contain bodies. And you walk over to the table, you find these liquids that are very old. Most of them have completely evaporated away. Only the ones that are covered are still there. The instruments are rusty and old. There's nothing else in this room.
Miss, I'll ask this again. Are you all right? It seems you went through something there.
Yes, I was. I did go through something, but I will be fine. We must all figure out how to get out of here. And remember, it's something with children and letters and.
What do you mean letters?
how's
This one, like this one, the one he gave me, the one that man gave me. I brought mine.
letters. Let's look at it.
I brought mine.
Well, let's get out of here.
And Gus, what are you
This Lord
saying?
is a bit creepy.
How's a little child going to help us get out of here?
Well, we don't know, which is why we're going to find out, obviously.
Well, let's go then.
All right, does everybody have their letters? I mean, I brought mine. Did you bring yours?
I've
Yeah,
got
of course.
All right, we'll keep them handy. And
Are you hearing that?
Listen.
You all hear this music start, and it's coming from above.
that'd be the children's ward. I'm
I think we
certain
know
of
what we
it.
need to do.
We need
Big
to go out.
G, hold me in, please. I'm scared.
And I
I'm
say,
just gonna give her a little hug.
sorry, love.
It's all right, Rosie.
I might need both hands.
Good point. You're right.
All right. Rosie,
Don't
you,
hold me, and you too. You with the gun. You get next to him, and I go back with the vicar.
Well, let's go sing them a little lullaby, shall we?
Yes.
you hang on tight here. The Lord is with us.
As you all make your way up the stairs and back into this hallway, again, you've been to the right, that's where you came from, but to the left, you see a child standing there looking at you. A young boy, maybe 8 or 9, looks at you for a moment and just turns and goes down the hallway
Shake it
ahead
off.
of you.
I'm betting ghost. Can you turn the
And I
music
said-
down a little bit, Joe?
Yeah.
I also say, John, say I was starting to believe. What functions can I attend to strengthen my knowledge in that direction?
Well, I'll start with faith. You don't need no book. You don't need words. You don't need names. You just got to touch something deep within you. You want to call it the Lord, then call it the Lord. But something good better be in you, and you better bring it out. That's your armor here. That's your armor here.
And as
Can
you
I still use this?
I don't think that's going to do any good, but if it makes you feel safer, then keep it with you.
I'll keep using it. Thank you.
And as you say that, you get to the end of this hallway and you look around the corner, and that boy is standing right by a door, and he looks at you, waiting almost for you to catch up, and then he turns and walks through this door, right through it. You go around the corner, I assume. Are you following?
Aye, little
Yeah.
bloke. Aye.
You go up to another door. It looks in on that courtyard. You saw from the other side. The door is half glass, smashed out now, not whole. You see the paint peeling off the inside of this door. And you see the little boy is outside in the snow. There are 3 large trees that are bare now in the early winter. And it's a bit early for snow. It was raining before, but there's snow out here on the ground. And he's standing in front of a statue.
I'll follow him.
What is the statue of?
I'm really scared, but I follow him. I follow him out into that courtyard.
You take
It's all right, Rosie. We together now. All of us together
take a
now.
few very timid steps out, and you see there are 4 statues out here, actually. But the one that he's standing in front of looks to be fashioned after Cupid. The other statues, you look around, there's a woman with a soft expression. The other is a child. Looks like maybe mid-play run or something. And then in the corner, behind you, if you moved out in this courtyard, is a stern woman. Kind of very tall and looking down with a disgust on her face. But it's this boy standing in front of this Cupid statue, looking down at the base of it.
I'm gonna go over
I'll
and
look
see what he's
closely
seeing.
at the statue, yeah.
Yeah.
Same here, yeah.
Roll a perception check for anybody.
19.
Natural 20.
That hurts when I'm not Tabitha and I can't just re-roll it.
Those ones,
Total of
those ones to
10.
get you.
10 for me.
Gus, are you looking? Big Gus? BG?
BG.
BG, are you with us, Chatty?
Sorry.
Are you rolling perception as well?
Oh no, I didn't roll. Do you need me to roll too?
Hey, only if you want to. I don't. What would you like to do?
Sure, I'll roll one.
And I want to, while he's doing that, I want to just, clearly I'm facing some new concepts, but I will take out my magnifying glass and like with shaking hands, just like move it close to the child and see if I can see anything, just to see what's behind, like if I can magnify that image of this ghostly thing.
It's really cool,
Anything I
actually,
see
because
through.
you hold it up and the image of this boy doesn't change at all. You can see the distortion of the ground behind, but the boy doesn't distort at all, enlarge or anything. It seems not affected by the glass.
Peter's picture. Sorry.
What?
Peter's
Well,
picture is so big.
The fucking picture, man.
I've got my
That's why he's
magnifying
sweating
glass.
so much.
Yeah,
I see you in there.
You're very hydrated.
no doubt. Jesus Christ.
My ghost mug.
I'm gonna offer my notebook and pen. I'm gonna set it down before the child.
Oh, what a good idea.
I don't know if I can write with real things, but we
Yeah,
shall see.
and you do that, and the child doesn't seem to react to it. It's staring down at the base of the statue, and those of you that had very high perception rolls, you look down, and there's snow everywhere in this courtyard, except in this area around the statue. For like a good 2 feet around the base of the statue, there is no snow.
I'm gonna put my hand right on the statue and see if it's warm or something like that.
It's extremely
And I want to see what
cold.
it's made out of.
It's cold, eh?
It's cold. And it,
What is it made out of?
Anastasia, you feel
What's it made out of?
It's stone.
I need to know. Oh, it's
And-
stone. Great. Thank you. I needed
I'm gonna
that.
ask the little boy. Hi, little one. What's the statue you're staring at? Who is this? What's it mean to you?
As you kind of move around to talk to him, Vika, you see his mouth is moving
Can I
It's
hear him?
all right.
slowly, and you can't hear anything. You move closer. There's only one way to kill him. Only one way to kill him. Only one way to kill him.
Kill who? What kind of words are those, boy? Kill who?
Doctor, the doctor.
I want to use provenance on Cupid, the statue.
Okay.
Did I overhear that too? Because I got a natural 20.
Yeah, you do. You're close too, and you hear. And there's something, you notice that I didn't have you roll for your sanity here. In the presence of this boy, there's something not as terrifying as the rest of this house when you're in the presence of this little boy. And as you move closer, the provenance of this statue, Winifred, you get this vision. And it's interesting. You see a very quick flash of maybe 150 years prior when this statue was fashioned and placed at this location. But you quickly jump over that. There's some energy that's pulling you to a moment. This moment fixed in the paranormal history of this object. And you see the statue being torn down, its base moved aside. You see someone digging quickly, and you see parts being put into this grave, mutilated body parts, and they're strapped with these iron bands. And as you see this quick flash of these bands, and you see these symbols, these images, and though you do not know them, you instantly feel their evil power, and quick flashes of dirt being put back on top, patted down, shovel, ting, 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 flattening it, pulling the statue back over and lifting Cupid back onto his pedestal. And as the person lifts up, you see the mustache and that familiar now face of the doctor. Before
It's buried below. It's buried below.
it all fades away.
Everything is buried below. We need to dig it up.
Dig it up. Oh dear. Okay. And meanwhile, that little boy that's talking,
In your
try to
letters.
say,
Letters.
say to him, shh, the letters.
In your letters. I put it in your letters.
Letters. You put in
In
your
your
letters.
Only way to kill him.
Okay.
Only way
I
to kill him.
fumble to get my letter out.
And I get my letter out too. He said, get your letters, get your letters. The guy says to get our letters. He says there's some sort of
In the words.
clue.
In the words in order.
In order? The words in order?
In the
The
second.
words not.
The second. There were letters. The second paragraph.
Oh,
Second paragraph.
okay.
And he's
Second
gone.
paragraph. Where should blow the sands of time, and onto whose shores, riches or ruins? That's what it says on mine.
What does yours say?
Mine, I'll
does-
read it again.
Yes, yes.
Okay, one moment. Where should blow the sands of time, and onto whose shores, riches or ruins?
That's what your letter says in the second paragraph.
Yes,
I would imagine so.
I've read it twice now. Would you like to look at it?
I believe you. I
Mine-
believe you.
Mine couldn't have been more different than yours.
Okay, well, what does yours say?
What you say? Here we go.
Let's
I mean-
all read our second paragraph
I
quickly.
mean, first of all, mine's very long. It says, knighted though I am, I have need of a diverse group of talented individuals to solve an ill-timed and rather peculiar problem that has arisen in my business endeavors. The proper lines and channels have been consulted. It is time for more dramatic action once more. Please let me assure you,
Yes, all of that is written in mine as well, but just find the part that's at the beginning of the second paragraph.
And at that moment, I'm
Knighted
going
though
to.
I am. Knighted though I am.
Knighted
As I
though
read through
am.
mine quietly, I'm going to use my ability of threads,
Oh, good.
which is
So, detective,
Yes.
as you're doing that and you're looking over your letter, trying to figure out what is he talking about, numbers and letters, second paragraph, suddenly the first letter of each line of the second paragraph jumps out at you.
second paragraph. C, I, Can you write this down?
Yes,
Actually, take out mine.
C-I-I.
Oh.
C-I.
Actually, I apologize. I did not check the formatting after these got redone after I written them. So just looking at them, so these are the letters. If they were done properly, we'll have a talk about this, Ashley. And for detective, yours are C-O-L-D.
Oh. C-O-L-D.
Yeah.
C-O-L-D.
And
Old.
Winifred, yours are
Yes.
W-I-T-H. Yes, I should have told Ashley this. I thought I did. My bad.
W-I... Yes, I see that. T-H.
It's the capital letters in your second paragraph, yes.
Chad, yours, Big Gus, is H-I-M.
Okay.
Rosie, yours are K-I-L-L. And Vika, yours are L-O-V-E. And as you all look at your letters, you can see in the first paragraph, there's a number mentioned somewhere in there.
10. Mine's 10.
10.
Not the pound note. Look for the one written out.
Written out.
First.
What, in a second paragraph, you said?
First.
It's 5.
Third.
It's 5. There's 5 of us, so it must be 5. I've got a 5 in my second paragraph here. Is it 5?
So
What
you all lay this out in front of the detective, and you see her mind is working. She's got that Sherlock Holmes moment, and all these kind of symbols are flying through the air. And she's grabbing him, she's slinging him down into the snow, and she's kill him with cold love, kill him with cold love. And you look at the statue in front of you, and Winifred, this matches with the vision that you just had. There's something about this statue and underneath that you need in order to kill this ghost.
My number is 3.
Old
Kill
love.
him with cold love.
Yes,
Kill
the
him
number
with three.
corresponds to the word order. She's already used her skill, so she's kind of figured it out.
That's why it started with kill, because mine was first and my words were spelling
Exactly.
kill.
Well
I
done.
get it. But then cold love. I mean,
Cold
Cupid can stand for love, I think.
Well, the statue's cold
That
as
is
ice.
correct.
Love, Satan.
No, it's
Satan.
not, because
Cold.
look around it.
No.
Around 2 feet, there's no snow. The
No,
snow
but the
is around.
statue itself is frozen.
We did touch it, and it's very
touched it.
cold.
We
It is
touched it, it's cold. We touched it, it's
Stone.
cold.
Well, we're still trapped here, so obviously it's not cold enough.
Oh, but what if we do something to the statue, like kick it?
Kick it.
Winifred,
Why would kicking
you had that
make it
vision.
cold?
There's
We
something
touch his
buried
bum.
underneath it.
As I said, there's something below.
But
Well, let's
what?
dig. Who's got a shovel?
I've got a crowbar.
I have a fur and
No, Rosie, no.
I do.
Rosie.
I just start shoving my crowbar
Gus.
under the statue and like
No.
doing it. I do it.
Yeah,
I'm doing
Rosie,
it.
you do it, and
You can't stop me. I'm doing it. I'm crowbarring the Cupid statue.
And I'm gonna
Well,
say
go ahead then.
you kind of
How do you like that, Vicar?
Go ahead then.
yeah, you kind of shoulder it as you do this, and you all watch as the statue topples over, and you use this small crowbar you have to just start digging down through this hard, compacted earth underneath where that statue was, and after a few moments' time, you hit something. There's like, and it catches, and you start moving around some of the
What is it?
dirt, and
I've hit something.
kind of sweeping it away, you see like a bundle of bones. And they seem to be like locked in these metal bands, and you see
Iron band?
this like font, these images, some kind of weird lettering scrolled across it.
I'm gonna investigate that lettering.
Yeah, go for it.
And how old are the bones? I would love to find out the
They-
age of those.
They look pretty old. I mean,
let's do some
there's
carbon dating.
there's no flesh on them.
Right?
They're just bones.
Okay. And
Winifred,
what about the letters?
when you saw your vision, you saw parts, body parts,
Yes.
and now they are just bones.
Do you know how long it takes for bodies to decompose in the ground? Anyone?
Yes.
But it depends if it's cold or not. But it's typically might be about, well, week, 2 weeks.
That's it.
It does depend. Yes.
All right, well,
But-
it's been
Honestly, I thought it took longer than that.
Well, no,
Never really
sometimes gravekeepers, we put maggots in there to speed up the process.
nothing.
It's
That's
nasty.
disgusting.
Yes.
You know, I appreciate you don't tell anybody that.
Okay, what are you guys doing?
Well, I'm gonna try to undo the iron bands.
Okay, all right.
Why?
I don't know. It seems like that they were emphasized. So maybe-
Sure, hey.
Right, it does seem.
Okay. And you know,
So-
it's a little bit easier. It's actually easier to probably pull the bones out from these bindings now because there's no flesh around them any longer. So as you continue to dig, you manage to pull these bones, and you can tell they're smaller bones. This is not an adult
It's fun.
human.
That's fucked.
Yeah.
I'm like,
And as you pull them out, Winifred, you get this sense, and you look behind you, and the child is standing behind you again. But this time, he has a smile on his face.
Oh, dream.
Thank you. Yes.
Welcome.
This has been. I've been trapped. I've watched so many of you come and get trapped. I think there's a hope for you. Thank you, you freed me. But you still have to
welcome.
stop the bad doctor.
Oh.
Little one, when did this happen to you?
It.
It was
When were you killed?
a long time ago. I don't know how long, but years and years ago.
and I pull out my newspaper clipping and I say, is it possible you were killed on December 12th, 1951, darling?
1851.
1851.
They don't really tell us dates when I was in the
I mean,
hospital.
What
My
was your
family
birthday? Do
brought
you remember
me-
your birthday? What's your birthday?
Yeah, July 18th.
What year?
1736.
Oh, then it's unrelated deaths. Never mind. Sorry.
The bad doctor, you've got to stop the bad doctor. He'll keep killing.
We're going to stop the bad doctor. Do you
Well, how do we do it?
How can we?
You have to confront him. He's down in the morgue.
Back in the mall.
He's a spirit, same as you.
He's a spirit, but he's done something else. I don't understand it, but
He's like an. All right, thank you, my child.
but I know that if you pass through the walls of the morgue, you will find his lair, and you can stop
other
him there.
side.
No one has ever found it. No one knows.
Yes, the other side. We'll find it. Go
We'll
find
find it.
Giovanni.
Kill
Now that
him
you're
with
free,
cold
find
love.
Giovanni who will
Giov-
protect you.
Giovanni. And he
He's
just
here.
turns and he just walks and just.
Kill him with cold love. The doctor was he was taking out the heart.
We have to go
From
back to
that
the morgue.
woman.
On the other side of the chamber that I touched with my hand, that is where the lair is.
Where can we find
have to-
cold
Winifred.
love then?
Why don't you lead on and let's get this done now,
Cold
yeah?
love. He was taking out the heart out of this woman. Love, heart.
Okay.
Maybe.
Back we go.
Something there. We have to go back.
Onward.
Okay. All right.
Okay, Rosie, and I just
We
go
walk
grab
back
Rosie's hand.
inside, Go into the morgue, down the stairs.
Yes.
And I
last
linger
time.
back a little, and I just. Don't worry, I'll be right behind everyone.
All right, you all make your way back down. Winifred,
Down here.
you have an understanding of where this is going to go, and you slowly make your way back down the morgue. You go off to the left-hand side, and the second row of these corpse lockers, second from the left, you reach in and open it, and you all watch as you see this open. You know that if you climb in, that you will be able to pass through on the other side to another room.
Well, who's coming with me?
I'm right behind
Everybody.
you.
I'll come.
Gus, it would make me feel better if you wanted to just be right behind me.
And I break out the Bible to one of my favorites, Psalm 27, as we go in. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Who shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? And I walk right through.
And I step through as I'm hearing the sounds of this prayer, kind of.
Yeah, I stepped through as well.
All right, so you're not stepping through, you're actually getting in, you're climbing, and you're having to kind of, army crawl your way through this
Got
tight.
it. It's like narrow. Got it. Okay.
It is literally just a space for a corpse. And who's going first?
I'll go first.
Winifred.
I'll go next.
I'll take
You-
up the rear.
Reach
Okay,
the
I'll
end,
go,
and you do an investigation check for me.
Haven't been rolling well. Let's hope I roll better. Okay, we're starting with a 17. We're
Ooh,
looking
nice.
good.
No, that's good.
Oh, that's good.
Investigation, you say?
Investigation.
So that will be 19 total.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
You feel around on this panel at the end of this corpse locker, and you find finally a little switch that you just depress at the end, and you hear this thing click and unlock, and this thing swings open. And as it does, you are met with this red kind of glowing light as you see a large kind of squarish room in front of you. And you see there are candles that are lit around some sort of a shape on the floor.
And I'm like climbing out, but like also sticking my hand and reaching back to try to grab Gus, because I just want like some contact with like the physical realm. I'm like, oh, that's good.
And Gus reaches and grabs your hand, and Gus, it's tight for you, your large frame. as you
Yeah, I'm
kind of
trying to squeeze on through here.
Get through. And you make it. What are the rest of you going through?
Yes, we're going.
I'll go. Yeah, I'll come up last. Who's going before? Who's going second to last?
Me.
And I'm going right after. And I just
call back to them to wedge it open so that it doesn't like shut behind us.
Ah, you're thinking in very anacrally type terms.
Look at gotta keep our bases covered.
And you're trapped. No, okay.
So, yeah.
and then I
before we
just
go
turn
in-
back to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I turn back to Rosie as we're shimming through, and I know that she's panicking a little bit, and I just say, Rosie, first rule of detective work, just breathe. No matter where you are, breathe. And keep moving forward. Hold on to my dress. As long as I keep moving, you're okay. You understand?
Yes, thank you. I've got it. Thank you.
And before I get in, I look at my pill box, and it's empty. And I say to the Lord, as my hand kind of shakes, Lord, protect me from myself. And just something comes over me, and I crawl in there, and I shut the thing closed.
From yourself.
Wow. All right. So you all finally make your way into this room. And you see what looks like essentially a pentagram drawn into the floor. At each of the points is a human skull. And on top of the skull are these thick red candles. And the flame is unnatural. It's like a blood red flame, and it's just flickering off of these candles. And you see scribbled all over every surface of this room are these weird, it's a script that none of you have ever seen before. Some of you might be able to decipher it.
Yeah,
I'm
is it
going
the
to.
same symbols that we've seen earlier in the mission?
They match the symbols that you saw on the bindings of the bones of the boy.
Okay.
Nice. Okay.
I'm going to.
And we can decipher them. Some of us can decipher them, you said?
I'm going to try to go up there. And,
Some people have the ability to, if they use any of their abilities, to see if they can decipher things.
I'm going to try to go up there and see if I can decode any of this symbology of some kind.
Okay. You're going to go ahead and use your decode skill.
Decode skill, right?
Okay. You take a few moments, Vicar, and you start looking around and you're reading all of these codes, and you can see the rest of you watch as it's all the way over on the ceiling, scratched in this red ink, dark red ink, blood, you don't know, and a vicious looking script, and he's just reading, and you're reading about the rise and the devout of this demon of hell, and over and over it talks about the offerings of the souls that it is trapping in this place, an offering to bring forth this evil to this world. And you get the sense that there's a certain threshold that is very close to crossing, that is going to unleash this power into the open of this world. And as you're doing it and you're looking around, Winifred, you get this freezing, icy chill on your back. And you look back, and standing between the last of you and the tunnel that you just crawled through, the doctor.
Well, hello.
Welcome.
Creepy place you have here.
I dare say you've all arrived in time. I need all of you to make a sanity check for me.
I got a crit.
Nice.
Nice.
23.
Nice.
Awesome.
12 for me.
10 for me.
21 for the vicar.
That's what protected.
21.
Come on, Rosie.
But I
Rosie?
have a modifier. Is it my fortitude? Mm-hmm. Okay, I got 13.
13.
Nice.
So everyone except for the vicar and Big Gus, the fear pierces your heart, and you take 6 points of sanity damage as you just shrink in the presence of this vile evil. You see that as you look into this specter's face, the eyes are completely black, and he moves with ease right through you, stepping to the center of the room. As he is facing away from you, you hear he starts muttering. The candles start brightening. What are you all
All right,
doing?
I wanna just lumber forward toward this dude, and I'm like, enough's enough, and I just basically get up face to face with this guy.
Okay.
And I want to see if he seems spectral or real, but I just basically approach him.
Okay, so he's facing away from you. His arms are outstretched like this, and you can just hear.
Yeah.
Can I use Lift the Veil?
Go for it. But
Okay,
first,
would you-
Gus, you see, it's interesting. It looks like this thing is physical. It looks like this is a person standing in front of you.
I just kind of go as if I were to go and grab the figure really firmly by the shoulder and whirl them around to face me. I'm like, I'm getting out of here.
And as you
And I
do
just
that,
shut it.
it just flares into this face goes, rah, and you just see this this spiked head and these teeth just kind of come out at you. Do another sanity check for me.
Ooh.
Okay.
And Vicar,
I'm-
what is it that you found that the writings say?
Damn it. I only got a 5.
This time it scared you,
No.
which I rolled 6, but it's only 3 points of sanity damage for you because you have your passive ability to kind of.
Right. Oh, that's huge.
You're kind of like a barbarian with your sanity, so it gets
Okay,
halved.
so I'm fine.
All right.
Yeah,
I
but you
see that
recoil,
happening.
And it seems to like grow out
Does
of
it
him.
feel physical though when I touch
Not at
it?
all. Your hand just passes
Okay.
through mist, and he still stands there. It's almost like this thing erupted out of him, but his shape didn't move, and he's just.
Somebody find a way to stop it.
So with the Bible in my hand and my crucifix, I just walk up and I said, I sought the Lord, and he answered me, and I shall have no fear. And I just smack him across the face with the Bible and stab into him.
Oh, interesting. Okay, you're gonna stab into him with the crucifix at the same time.
Yeah, just crack.
Okay.
Or one. Maybe I'll just cut through him with the Bible, the Holy
You're
Bible.
dual wielding a Bible in your offhand.
That's
Yeah.
pretty
Nice.
dope. Hold on.
However
let me look
that
at,
works.
Let me look at the Vickers sheet. Okay.
What's up?
Yeah, so you slam first the Bible through. And as you do, you remember the words that you said. It's not a book, it's not the words. And you watch as this book passes through him, the mist just swirling over him. And the crucifix, though, you have this focus of your energy and of your belief and good over evil. And you slam it in, and his whole shape kind of like erupts out for a moment. It pulls back in and kind of staggers and looks over at you, and his hand shoots out to your throat. I need you to make another sanity check at disadvantage for me on this one.
8.
You suffer 6 points of sanity damage as this just eats into you. You feel your soul is being drained, and he doesn't let go.
Okay, do I see this
Roll another sanity check for me at disadvantage. Tell me what the rest of you are doing, as this is holding the vicar.
I am
Do I
using.
get a... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
No. Maddie, go ahead.
Good.
I am using Lift the Veil to communicate with him. And I say, put your hands down.
As you do that, it's really interesting for you, Winifred. Again, the scene changes, and you see what is before you physically melts away, and you see this doctor in his true form, this sniveling small man, and he's not holding the vicar. You can't see the vicar anymore. You just see this man sitting on the ground, and he's just been crying, and he looks up at you. What have I done?
Let go.
I don't know how. I've tried.
You have to let go.
He's gonna kill you. Take your swords, and he'll eat everything.
Let go.
How?
I don't have the answers here. You're the authority on this madness.
I don't know. There's no hope.
And
There is hope.
There's no hope. He's consuming us all.
And I say, I just call out, I'm like, Giovanni, are you there?
Giovanni doesn't appear, but you see, stepping through the wall, the boy again.
Hello.
You're close. Don't stop. Vicar, what did you
I
get?
don't want him to hurt.
I got a 10.
Another 5 points drained from your sanity pool.
All right, do I get to make a counterattack?
Not at the moment. You can't. You are as if your soul is being held.
I don't think this will work, but I think just out of desperation, I will try to attack this figure.
Okay.
I'll swing at it with
Big
my
gust
iron knuckles.
Goes through. Oh, with the iron knuckles, and just poof,
Yeah.
just starts to try to wail. Your arms are passing through mist, and every time that you pass through, you feel the piercing bite of this evil, and every one of those. So I'll just say, roll 2 sanity checks for me as your arms pass through, and you pull back, feeling that this is not a way to defeat it.
18 on the first one,
Okay, that one you're fine.
and 20 on the second one. Not natural, but
All right, you're fine on both of those. Rosie, Anastasia, what are you two doing?
Well, I keep repeating to myself the words kill him with cold love, kill him with cold love. And I'm just looking around for anything because I'm thinking about that heart that he took out of that woman. So I'm looking for anything that would resemble the physical heart or anything that we could do to kill that love.
Roll a perception check for me. And Rosie, you're trying to do the same thing? You can roll one as well.
What if it needs blood? What if we just need to find some blood somewhere? It's I got a 12.
I only got an 8 for this one.
Detective, your eyes go everywhere kind of at once, and you can't focus as you see the vicar. Seems like he's just draining, like his essence is being sucked out as this specter holds him up. Big Gus is trying to punch, and he feels the effect. He pulls away. You can't see anything. Rosie, your eyes go to the skulls. You see each one of these skulls at the point of this symbol with the candles on top. The heat of the red flame, a natural red flame.
I blow out the candles, all of them.
You run over. You try to blow out the candle. It doesn't even affect the flame. It continues to burn bright. Vicar, give me another sanity check. At disadvantage, because it's holding you.
Do I get a
No.
chance to use one of my abilities?
What would you like to do?
To free myself, I want to use Word of Christ. That I'm able to drive away evil spirits
Yeah.
in the vicinity.
Do this check first, and then I'll allow it.
The lowest one is a 16.
A 16. Another 4 points of sanity erodes away, but this time something comes to your mind, and you remember, though your path to the cloth may have been dubious originally, you found your own connection, and you channel that inner light that you have found, and it just seems to erupt. All of you actually see this light come out of the vicar as it pushes away the spirit in front of you. His hand recoils. You see it like shriveling black smoke goes up, and it reforms, and he goes back. And the flames are growing brighter. What are the rest of you doing?
I grab the candles. I grab the candle and I try to pinch out the light, or I look at it closely.
And I just go and grab.
Do an investigation check for me, Rosie.
I'm free, right? Am I free?
You're free. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's what I'm doing. I'm running to your aid as you're, I'm sure, a little weak on the ground, and I just say, Vicar, are you okay?
I got
You
a
okay to
6.
move?
Do something with the candles.
I'm
See
all right.
what makes
I'm
them
all
red.
right.
Help me, BG. Help me.
I'm
Look
looking-
at the candles, BG. I don't know what it is. I can't figure it out, but there's something with them.
I'm looking
I
around
don't
trying to
know.
decipher.
Look at
Do we have the metal, the iron like thingy?
I don't know. Did you bring him with you?
I didn't say I did, but I didn't say I didn't.
I'll say sure that you have them. Why not? I will also show you all this that I've been running here.
Oh God,
And
we're
it's
against
very-
the clock.
It's very near the end.
Okay, how many of these iron things do I have?
It was a collection of these bands going around the bones. It's really about 4, we'll say, that were kind of, like these flat metal straps almost.
I'm dropping to my knees and I'm using divine to call to Christ to enlighten my mind about the puzzle.
You do that, Vicar, and you feel all of the fear and the cold and the evil just get washed away. For a moment, you feel the beauty of love and warmth surrounding you. Your mind clears at ease, and you see, counter to the feeling right now, skulls. You see skulls. Your attention is 100% on these skulls, and as if unnaturally, you go into the skull, you see something under each one of these skulls.
What is it?
Something important.
I want already
under the
picked up-
skulls. It's
I picked
under the
up-
skulls. Type,
yeah.
Rosie,
Everybody
pick up
pick
the
one up.
skulls. Pick up
Everybody
the
pick
skulls.
one up.
take-
Okay, I pick up a skull.
I go and take one. Yeah.
Everyone.
The moment
up a skull.
you start moving to the skull, this thing immediately changes, and the doctor's facade goes away, and you see before you this demon that you can barely imagine standing before you. You pick up the skull, you see underneath hearts, these beating hearts under each one of these
knew it.
skulls. And the flame, as soon as the skull moves away from the hearts underneath, you see the flame start to diminish.
Okay, so
Stab the hearts.
And as
Put
this
them in the fire.
beast is starting to grow larger, and
Maybe
These
take one of the hearts
talons.
and just go.
Cold
okay.
love. And I stab the crucifix into one of the hearts.
All right, and Big Gus smashes another. There are 5 of them.
I take my crowbar and I splat another one.
And
One.
as it reaches out,
I tried, and I just like shoot it in the air.
and as this thing,
Is there one more left?
there's one more, and it's coming right for you, Winifred. And it's
I'm gonna try to
I
run.
slam it down. And then I stomp it out like it's a spider.
and its claws, Winifred, they pierce right into your throat and you feel them go right inside as you stomp out the heart. It's and it just dissipates, and you collapse on the ground. You're bleeding out, but the thing is
Oh no!
dissipated, and you suddenly the light dies in here. This darkness, there are no more candles. All the writing you see as if it's just fizzing off the
Let me
walls.
guess. No torches and no healing potions either?
You people have skills as you're watching Winifred on the ground.
Madam,
Blood is splurting
Oh
out.
no! I go and I just try to apply pressure. That's all I can really offer.
I
I
hit my
took a little bit of
skirt
that-
and I tie it like a tourniquet around to help.
And I took a little bit of that rubbing
Bro?
alcohol, and I just give her a little bit of the alcohol to numb the pain if I can. Here.
I
Here,
drop
Winifred.
down right
Just a little.
right beside her, and I lay my hands down and I say, Lord, my life started off mean and cold, and I found you, and that's the reward that anyone could ask for. Let my life pass into this dear soul, and let these people escape. I'm ready to meet you with open arms and open heart. And I just lay my hands down and keep praying.
And as you say that, Winifred, you see your now thrown together friends doing everything they can, including a tourniquet on the throat,
On the throat.
helping to advance you to the next life.
Tourniquet.
A bright light,
Tourniquet on the throat.
a beautiful bright light enters the room that nobody else seems to react to, and slowly your head turns to the right, and you see Giovanni and the young boy, and he kind of strokes the young boy's head, and he leaves him there, and he walks over, and he seems to move through your friends as they're frantically dabbing and trying everything they can to staunch the blood. And he's, oh my darling, I always believed in you. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, my love.
I've waited for you. It's time to go.
All right.
It's your choice though, my love.
I'd like to be with you.
And your hand raises up, and you realize your hand is this glowing, beautiful, golden light emanating from it, and he helps you up. And you pass away from your friends as they're all still frantically over your body. You look back dispassionately. It's interesting as you see the blood is starting to slow and the body's not moving, and you just look on, and you're hand in hand together.
Can we have our adopted son with us too?
The boy is standing over by the wall, and I've missed you so much.
As I've missed you. Now, let's finish that prelude.
Wait till you see what I've got for you. And you put your arms around the young boy and you all move through the wall. The rest of you watch as Winifred's body just stops moving. And despite what she just went through, you look at, there's a soft smile on her face.
Well, as you would say, priest, may God bless her soul.
I believe
How
it
about
is.
that?
I believe it is.
What a pity.
And you feel this tremor, and you hear this noise above you, and you feel another tremor, and you see dust coming down from the ceiling.
I don't think there is any 500 quid here. I think we just need to get the hell out of here. And I grabbed the mink stole off of Winifred's body and that beautiful necklace. And I said, darling, I'm sorry.
Smart woman.
Looting the body. Love it. All right.
Love it.
I'm sorry, darling.
It's not D&D unless you've looted a body. All right.
Don't forget my earrings. I'm wearing an earring too.
Oh, I need those too.
All right.
It's like a really guilty feeling. And then I said,
More dust
Follow
coming.
me.
A piece,
Follow
a
me.
chunk of the
I
ceiling
know.
falls right
I'm
next to
able
you.
to find it. I use my escape, my daily escape, that I'm able to find an escape route in a room or building, and I'm using it to find routes that might not be obvious to the normal human. So I'm
Okay.
looking everywhere. There's got to be a quicker way out of here.
And actually,
I'm gonna follow her.
as you
Gus, help me take the body, please.
As you
Gus.
immediately
we can't just
start
leave her here.
going
Leave the body,
for
she's fine.
another section of the ceiling falls, and as you're trying to go towards the entrance that you took coming in here, another bit of the ceiling falls and smashes and totally blocks that whole wall that you just came through. But a section
Wait, Judd.
crumbles.
I want to say something real quick.
Yeah.
I have a special ability called Twitch. The muscle is able to quickly stop a moving object or alter
Yes,
its path.
yes, you do. Yes.
The object may be too large or heavy for an average person, so I'm like, come on, get out of here!
So-
and I go and I try to like atlas this.
You do too.
know, following
You see this
debris and-
huge chunk of the ceiling comes down, and you jump up in front of it, and you put up your arms, and it's like the heaviest squat you've ever done. And you're like, hurry, hurry! And they all rush past you, pulling open that wood and climbing through that portal. And then the last second, when they're all through, you push it up a little bit and dive through behind you. That whole room crumbles, but you're still in this tunnel, and you see one by one they're jumping out
So
ahead.
did it crumble onto her body? We
Yeah.
know that she's just
Pretty
okay.
much.
And, but you guys don't even think.
back just in time to see like shit fall on her, and I'm like,
You're not even thinking about it, because even ahead of you, you're seeing bits fall from the ceiling, and you're feeling the whole area shake. And as Rosie leads you up this path, back up the stairs, however, the door that you came in is crumbled and completely blocked. The other side is partially torn open. Rosie, you just kind of push this panel, and you emerge out into this hallway again. And quickly running, you now see what was the backside of the owner's office, and where the desk was, you see is now crumbled and open, and there is a small wooden chest that you're going to run right by as you're darting between these rooms of the building is collapsing around you.
And I dive and I grab it with my crowbar and I nick it and pull it close to me. And I just, with like really determined strength, like a mother lifting a car that's got a toddler.
Yeah, it's not even that. It's not even that heavy. You grab it, and you're still leading everybody. It's like a video game. This place is coming down. You look at for a second. You see across the courtyard, the whole other half of the building is starting to collapse and implode and pull in. And Rosie, you lead through. You find a break in a wall. It just starts to open. It wasn't even there a second before. You're jumping through the air. It collapses in front of you. You all follow her. Behind you, the house is imploding. And finally, you see this last bit of light. You can see the sun is starting to come up. This distant, cool morning here in London. And there's this one last window, and it breaks and smashes, leaving this final exit. And you run, jump off this desk and out the windows. And each one of you make it out. Behind you, the whole building collapses, almost as if kind of poltergeistish. It's like falls and then gets
And is it
pulled
like
in,
we're running and right as it
pulled in.
collapses, we're all like,
Oh, you're like jumping out the last second as the building collapses, and there's even that blast of air. So like debris behind you, as you're like, hit the ground rolling, and you.
Right before Gabriella's character is Anastasia. Right before she passes through the gate, she hears a voice, and the voice is my voice, and I say, "Take care of Susie."
And at this point, I've clearly in this situation have started to believe in things that I didn't used to, and I just nod, and I just whisper, "I will. I will."
And you hear as you watch.
Rosie? Did I say Susie? I meant Rosie.
Oh, I was like,
Rosie, I thought Susie.
I was like, we're gonna roll with it.
Find her. I will.
I was like, is there another
Thank you.
voice
You
coming?
guys, we don't have sheets for me to reference tonight, so I'm just rocking with my own memory, which we've learned is not great.
And I mean,
But Rosie too. I will definitely take care of her.
And as
Both while you're at
All
it.
of them.
as you all kind of stand up and brush yourself off the dust, and you're watching the remnants of this house kind of pull down into the ground, you hear this beautiful sound kind of in the distance, this waltz, this beautiful music, and for a second, for the briefest moment, you see Winifred and what can only be her husband and that little boy, and they turn and they kind of give you a last wave at the moment that the sun pierces through the buildings of East London, lighting up this scene, and the sound fades with their image. And that, well, hold on, actually, before we do that, Rosie, you look down in your arms and you have this wood chest that must have been buried underneath the desk in the office or in a secret compartment, something that had been displaced when this whole building started to fall apart. What would you like to do with it?
fiddle with a lock.
There's no
Is it
lock on it.
locked?
No, there's no lock. It's a beautifully carved. It's one of those where the lid is so integrated into the woodwork. It's so meticulously made. You almost look at like, how do you open this thing? But there's just enough of a lip that you put your finger and you raise it up.
Come. There's got to be something good in here. Come closer. You, BG, come closer. You, Anastasia, you, Vika. Come.
And as you all gather around and you open this up, you see immediately, and the sun is streaming in beautifully from the side, it hits these gold coins and gems, and it is just a king's fortune inside of this box. Obviously, the real wealth that this gentleman that owned this place was hoarding here. And you all look at each other. A bit more than 500 pounds. And as
lost a party member, but worth it.
she's happy.
And I just say to Rosie, I
5 by
say,
4.
do you think I can still keep you for those 100 chins a month since you have this now?
I mean, this looks like enough to get me some sort of real clothing. Maybe even a bath or something. I mean, I'm so rich.
Or a
And I
mansion.
just say, well, if anyone of you is looking for new employment, I'm very proud to recommend you to Scotland Yard, every single one of you.
And you see the vicar, he's dabbing his forehead and sweating a bit, and you know the boldness you saw in attacking the demon has shrunk down, and he's, got his ticks again, and I think I need to be off. I'm without me. And he pulls out his pillbox here and it's shaking. It's just better for you not to be around me right now. I'll be back to collect my sum. Best
And hopefully,
to you all. And I just
hopefully a
turn
sermon
around.
too.
And you see his kind of body kind of go like this as he kind of scuttles off in the sunlight.
Yeah, and Big Gus, he kind of pulls his coat tight over him, and he's like, "Appreciate the offer, but if there's one thing I've learned, is I'm not cut up for all this. Simple life's good enough for me. Go with the docks, work a long day, let off a little steam with a fight or two." And I just kind of like tip my cap, and I too walk off into the.
You didn't take your money?
Yeah, I take my money. I take.
Oh,
He's like, oh, wait.
I was about to be really shocked.
Yeah, no, yeah, I take.
He's not
I
a
take
fool.
my money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I take my money, but and then I'm deuces.
And I say, Anastasia, madam, I'd like nothing more than to be your apprentice. I never really liked being a cupbearer, so I just didn't know what else I could do.
I understand. Sometimes all it takes is for the right eyes to see you. Now let's get you cleaned up. Get some training going.
I do have to tell you one thing, though.
Yes?
Just get it out of the way. My real name's Susie.
Well done.
I think I can get used to it, Susie.
Love
I thought
it.
you'd understand.
Oh, I love
But I
it.
see you steal one more thing, and that is one less gem from your part of this. Understand?
I'll do my best. Scout's honor.
And we walk off into the sunset.
And as we watch the final members of this adventure walk off, having defeated the evil at Hoxton House, the horror at Hoxton House, we will end there tonight. Thank you all so much for that great. You guys didn't even get to the second floor. Like half of that adventure was just out the window.
Oh my god!
I'm like, what? No.
We were going to.
We did as much as we could.
You did great. You did great. I love it. That's I think it was fantastic.
Yeah, thanks for running that for us. It was fun.
That's great.
That was fun.
Another huge thank you to Ashley, who helped
Yeah.
to pull this thing together out of thin air in the last couple days. Thank you to all of our followers, our new followers that came in that big raid. I'm sorry, I was so in the moment, I didn't want to acknowledge and break the moment, but thank you so much for the raid and for the follows. We love you all out there. Stay tuned. We'll return to Anacroli next week. We're going to have another giveaway coming up, and Numenera in 2 weeks, and mini painting at some point. We love you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful, safe Halloween.
Yeah.
Still be
Yeah, stay
careful.
safe.
That stupid pandemic is out there, so be safe, but have fun. We love you. We'll see you
Have
next
fun,
time.
guys.
Happy Halloween. Bye.
Happy Halloween, everybody. Happy Halloween.
vote.
Oh, and go vote. Vote.
Make sure you vote.
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 And vote.
Do the vote thing.
Power. The power of one.
The power of vote compels you. The power of vote compels you.